A curse has befallen the region of Icewind Dale, in the form of an unrelenting winter that has slowly chipped away at those who live here for 2 long years. Most have lost the will to believe it will ever end, as hundreds of adventurers have flocked to this region in an attempt to end the curse and go down in history. None have succeeded. Those who do live to tell their tales are left frozen and mutilated by the horrors of the region. Join us as an unlikely group of adventurers come together to try and best these lands and put an end to the curse.
Hello, welcome back to Tabletop Tyranny on this fine Thursday. As per usual, we have our 6 adventurers here. You can see some of them waving. Yeah, we're a little bit off schedule, but that's okay. We're gonna be playing tonight, and then we will have 2 weeks off and return back on Sunday, the 15th, I believe. Sunday the 15th. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in to our Thursday night D&D. It's gonna be a fun blast, fun game. Really good show. As per usual, I like to ask the players usually it's like a question that goes to the game from the game. I'm kind of segueing into doing just like fun riddles. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. We're doing a fun riddle. So everyone's gonna have opportunity to write down their answers for what they think the riddle is. Then after like 30 seconds or whenever you guys feel ready to answer it, we will answer it. So tonight, our riddle is: 1,000 colored folds stretch towards the sky, atopped with tender strand, rising from the land, to killed by maiden's hand, perhaps a token of love, perhaps to say goodbye. Atop a tender strand, rising from the land, till killed by maiden's hand, perhaps a token of love, perhaps to say goodbye.
There's no way this is for kids. This is really for kids.
Say what?
There's no fucking way.
I've got 2
That was
guesses.
way too long for my attention.
Yeah, how about I do this? I will screenshot the phrase.
That's what I was gonna
and share
say.
it.
I have really bad auditory processing, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like,
Can you repeat that?
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Can you say it again for the people in the back?
yeah.
There you guys go.
Dear Lord.
I think I'll do this every time. Actually, I'll just read it and then share it. It's much easier.
I have an answer
I
based on one
Oh,
line.
where is it?
Based
Oh,
on
you're
one
sharing.
line.
I'm screening on Video
Alright.
Ninja. Sorry.
Oh, they spelled colored right.
That's weird.
Quit being un-American, Craig. Come on, man. There's an extra vowel in there.
There's one thing here that doesn't really fit with my thing.
Am I supposed
Sorry.
to finish the phrase, or am I just
answer-
supposed to write a word?
You're
down?
answering what you think this is supposed to stand for. It is a object.
Oh.
Well, it's hard for me to explain. It's like an object. It's a living object. How about that?
Living?
A living object.
don't give it. Okay.
Okay,
I don't know
mine
if that
is
helps
wrong.
or harms, but that's a clue.
I'm sticking with my answer based on
Yeah, I'm
just
sticking with
the
my
first
answer.
line. The first line, and I'm
The
going off
first
of that.
line. I will do
That's what
30
I-
more seconds, and then we will answer. the
Star, I
riddle.
think we're on the same wavelength right now.
Yes!
Yeah, I might be with you guys.
Oh yes! Yes, it is time. The answer is time.
No, it's not
Yeah.
fucking time. You piece of
Are
shit.
you sure?
Hey, if you keep answering time, it'll
It might-
eventually be right.
It's already been basically right twice. It
Listen,
wasn't
time
the
and time
exact
again,
answer, but
it
it
has
was
not
pretty
been
much
wrong.
correct.
You guys are freaks.
Different
10,
vibe.
10 more seconds on the clock.
Just first thing that pops in your head.
Yeah. I already had 2 guesses, but they're wrong because they're not.
Two?
Yeah,
All
I
right,
did too.
all right.
I can only get one.
Girls and guys and goons and goblins. So, what did you guys write down? You can all reveal your answers.
I don't think you're gonna read that. It says Northern
Okay, you
Lights.
Okay, rainbow, northern lights, a rainbow.
I didn't
a
write mine down.
Emily, yours is the flower, I
Yeah.
assume. And what'd you write
I
down,
said-
Nathan?
Poppies.
poppies.
Ah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say Emily
said
and
balloon.
Nathan both get an inspiration. It was
Oh.
flowers technically. Poppies
Oh.
are
Mm.
considered a flower, I think.
Yeah.
I was just too
Oh.
specific.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes more sense.
I originally thought lilies, but I was like, no, this is for kids. We can't be that specific.
Yeah, I get it now.
Man,
I already have inspiration, so I'll give it to
Ooh,
Star.
when the last line was like, you know, it might be for, you know, love or something, or to let go
Oh,
or
I did
whatever.
have it.
I was like, God, it's got to be like one of those lanterns from Tangled where they throw it up
Oh
in the
my
sky.
God.
I was like, oh my God.
Who doesn't have inspiration? I think I still have it.
Yeah, I have inspiration.
I
as
don't.
well.
I don't have one.
Okay. Jacob, you want it?
Yes. No.
Oh.
no.
Antiochus doesn't have it.
I don't
Yeah.
have it as well.
Oh. Antiochus spoke up first. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
He hates you, so that's what he means.
Teachers for that.
Nonetheless, that was our riddle this time. Catch us for our next riddle next session. Anyways, a little bit of a recap. So the recap doesn't pertain too much to. We're about to play some side characters, so this recap was for our last live stream, which was our main party, which we opened the session on, you know, with Lorian's experience in the afterlife, where he was offered a second chance at life by Oral, where he declined, and in doing so, damned his soul to Orcus. As the Lord of the Undead sent dark magic through his body, corrupting and defiling it, the party, watched as a six-pointed snowflake branded itself onto Lorian's forehead, which kind of launched the party into this discussion on what they should do with Lorian's dead body. There was some apprehension on multiple people's parts. Fiska primarily was very against keeping Lorian around, which, you know, had a reason.
Mean.
But eventually they came to the closing point, or the closing of the conversation, by saying that they didn't have to decapitate Lorian, that they could maybe go see Madame Vlyn, who the kobolds had hinted at could bring back people back from the dead. So they did that. They took Lorian over to Madame Vlyn. There were introductions as Madame Vlyn did something to what she thought would waylay the reanimation process towards Lorian's dead body. She informed the party that that was all she could really do this evening, as she didn't have the proper spell prepared, and it would take the whole night to prepare it, basically, for her to get that spell out of her spell book and have that fun stuff ready. The party let the day, the party let the day carry on as they talked about what had transpired, conversed a little with Vlyn, learned more about her. Vlyn was able to disclose to the party that the map the kobolds / the party had brought back was a map to Jarlmoot, which, if you guys remember previously, Jayla was granted a vision of Jarlmoot, where she said she was, or where the vision showed that she was worthy to wield this flame blade, upon accepting the challenge or whatever is going on there. Vlyn also disclosed that the Avarice was holding out information on Elzel's race, which I'm sure Elzel might have kind of already knew that, because she's kind of a C word, but nonetheless.
Wow.
I know, right?
A coyote.
She's a coyote. She's a crap. But yeah, the night kind of rolled through, and the party went through their watches, where I think the highlight of the night was Fiska, kind of without anyone noticing, was able to magically suggest Jayla fall asleep, to which Jayla did. And in doing so, Fiska had the opportunity to remove Lorian's brain, or portions of his brain, to prevent him from coming back, in a sense. Upon doing so, Fiska had a memory of what Lorian's, like fondest memories, last memory to kind of surface would be. And with that, the night was uneventful after that. That was kind of like the highlight of the night, where the rolls that needed to be low were low, and the rolls that needed to be high were high. Pretty high stakes moment for the party's bond. But nonetheless, the party all woke to a good breakfast. They began the reanimation process of Lorian, where Vlyn had Elzel help her draw some arcane ruins down. Jayla was able to recover some letters off of Lorian's body to use as a component to the spell. But unfortunately, as Vlyn seemingly sacrificed the magic that was within her reanimated kobolds and the life force that was within her other kobolds, was unable to bring back Lorian, as the magic whiplash kind of blew off some of her fingers. And so with that, the party had to finally come to terms with all of it. They built a beautiful pyre and cremated Lorien, said their final goodbyes, and as Lorien's ashes rose above the tree line, our story kind of shifts back into the future, back into the past, to our other 6 characters who are who are in a bit of a pickle. Quick recap for second recap for the recap. Quick recap for the side characters. So you guys were all hired out to carry a job, but each of you were bewitched and enchanted unknowingly, and you saw what wasn't really true. You were perceiving what wasn't actually there. You murdered some East Haven guards, stole a magical cauldron, and broke an individual named Prudence, who was later revealed to be a doppelganger out of jail. You went and delivered the cauldron to Townspeaker Nerth of Targos, where he then revealed his master plan, showing that he was a doppelganger as well. Where Nerth then ordered his militia captain Scath, this really big tiefling with this very cool charlatan weapon that had been lost.
I wonder where he got that.
I don't know. Scath went over and pretty much executed Prudence, and in doing so, it seemed like his form grew stronger with the kill. A little bit of magical mayhem going on. And then Townspeaker Nerth as a doppelganger, and this old lady named Ethel attempted to wipe your guys' memory. They were coming towards you, trying to wipe y'all's memory, and that was when this wild magic surge burst out of Kittrus's body. Where it kind of all enveloped you in this magical aura, and the next thing you guys knew? Dear God, language. The next thing you guys know is that you're falling from the sky. If I could play some music that would make the scene a little bit cooler, I could. Give me a moment. Why is this being a piece of poo?
Do we have parachutes on?
No.
Yes.
Not at all.
Unless you've lost a drastic amount of weight and you have skin flaps, no.
No. I
What?
haven't done that.
I got skin flaps.
So, a little bit of music to set the mood. A little bit of fun music, a little bit of drum solo. So, we pick back up in that moment. Just for informational references, the date is Uktar 30th. It's around 2 o'clock in the morning, because you guys remember you got back to Targos really late, or early in the morning. Each of you are plummeting towards the snow-covered ground beneath you. You are falling fast. You're roughly 1,500 feet up in the sky as you are just slowly watching the snowscape around you, kind of just zoom in, like a camera just zooming in on the ground. You are just falling head first. The wind is whipping all around you. The ice is stinging and clinging to your skin. You're trying to keep your eyes open, and you find it a little easier as your kind of eyelids kind of like freeze open from the fall. From your height, there's roughly maybe about 3 rounds. Humans fall at about 500 feet a second, so maybe roughly 2 real rounds. The 3rd round's calling it close. From where you were at, as you plummet to the ground, you see off a little ways, not really too far, not directly under you, but over to the side, a small tent. There looks to be like a barely lit campfire, like a little dot of fire on the ground. And there are 3 humanoids that are huddled around this fire. I need each of you to roll initiatives so we can track this fall.
Ooh.
My goodness.
Let's just use this stupid thing.
You know, the
Dude,
soundtrack was
perfect.
much better in my head. It kind of sucks in music now.
Ugh.
But we're gonna keep it going
I
because
think
I'm
it's
not
okay.
gonna find new music.
Are you looking for battle music?
Well, I wanted something a little bit more like pace, like it starts off strong, this like heavy drum solo on this one, but it kind of just like wandered off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
It
didn't
seems
answer
like
your question,
you're in
but
a dungeon, but you're not in combat.
yeah. Unless you guys are falling, you're falling, woo, you're falling. Ambiance, wind blowing. What's y'all's initiative?
8.
Nice.
Hey, me too.
Okay.
I got 14.
All right.
Enoch got 9.
Ooh, nice.
Dose for the great turtle in the sky.
Wow, we suck. What the
Well, your character's like your shells point to the ground. You're like just free spinning.
Yeah, pretty much.
You say you got a 2. What'd you get a high say?
I'm very sad. It was a nat 20 for a 24, but that's my
Hell
nat
yeah.
20 for the night.
So
Let's see.
Oh well.
So, with that being said, as the wind whips around you, you're kind of disoriented as we're all in that scene where you weren't able to really move your muscles. You remember you were kind of locked up and were restrained. The next thing you know, as these individuals are coming towards you, obviously the doppelganger with his smooth features and his, large gray hands, and this old lady with her really creepy orange scarf, they were approaching you, and then the magic kind of just swirls around you, and you guys are all just free falling through the sky. Heise, you are the first to kind of react with your heightened skills as a cool guy, as a little British guy. I think you were British.
I was British.
You are falling fast. Are you trying to do anything, or even possible to do anything, as you fall from the sky? You are falling quite fast. You see, as you look around, you see your other, high assistance guards, your other companions that were with you. You are spread out a little bit of ways, maybe about 10 feet apart at most. But you guys are all plummeting.
I don't even know what to do in this scenario. I guess I'll just look around, seeing if there's anywhere we can possibly safely land, even though we are falling very high in the sky.
Where we dropping?
Yeah.
Where we dropping,
Yeah, you got a little smoke trail popping off your
I love
backpack.
it.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check as you plummet towards the earth.
Perception, that is an 8.
Sure. You're kind of disoriented. It's really hard to make out any other land masses besides the obvious just white sheet of snow that just covers the land. With an 8, you do see what looks to be a couple sharp, jutting out like craggly rocks, kind of like directly below you.
Yeah,
That's kind of the first thing you notice, but you don't see any soft spots. Mainly just a hard spot.
Great. I'll
Yep.
just, I'll look at everybody and go, "Hey guys, we're kind of fucked here."
What? I can't.
What? I said we're kind of fucked.
Oh.
Yep. All right. Yeah, if Heisei's done with anything, if he has no other things he can
I
think
have
of.
nothing else
Is,
that I can
Okay.
do.
is my owl Demetrius around?
Yeah, he's like, woo! He's like falling with you, but he kind of like lands on your body as you're falling. He's just like looking at you as you fall.
Demetrius, save me! Save me!
It starts flapping as it grabs onto your
that working?
shirt. No.
Okay, I'm gonna then pull out my 2-person tent and try to have a parachute.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
idea. So as
Pretty
you go to
good.
pull out your tent, go ahead and make a athletics check to hold on to it. As when you open it up, the wind
Oh,
just
that's what I'm known for.
puffs out. Yeah, it just puffs out. This is you fighting against the force of the wind, filling this tent.
Oh.
I have a tent.
Yeah, you do it. Yeah, you open the tent and it fills with air, and your descent slows. You're still falling, of course, but you're
Maybe
falling
I'll
much
only
slower.
break my legs.
Yeah, you're falling much slower. That's actually really smart. I like that. But yeah, you are able to hold on. Demetrius is like holding on as well to help you. He's got like one leg holding the tent and like clutching onto you. But
Me and
you
the
are
goat.
slowed. You're slowing. Yeah, slowly falling to the earth.
Got you.
All right. Anything
guys.
else you want to try and do?
I'm done.
Okay. Oh, we go to Enoch. It's your turn. You watch over and you see Antiochus just pull out a tent, just like slow his descent.
I have one in my inventory as well, and I'm like, that is a good idea.
That is a good idea.
So I'm gonna try that too.
Yeah,
Wait,
same
he's-
exact roll.
So
Athletics
we
check.
do have parachutes, it turns out.
Wait, he's thinking.
Hey,
I
little
rolled
bit of
a
creativity.
9.
with a 9, yeah, you go to open up your tent, and as you go to open up, you kind of like stumble with your hands as you're kind of falling and you're panicking, and the tent just flies away out of your hand, and you just continue to spiral down as the tent flies off.
Okay.
Awesome.
Oh no!
You don't have just like that, yes. We go over to Kitris. What are you doing? Or Kitris or Caldra, whoever wants to go first. You guys can choose.
He has a higher debt.
All right.
Okay,
So,
okay, good.
Kitris is like falling and he's screaming, and then all of a sudden he remembers he has wings,
Yeah.
and so he's like, "Oh shit!" and like suddenly does like a loop de loop, and like if he saw that Enoch's tent went flying away, I don't know how close he is, but he would grab his and bring it over to Enoch.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you do it easily enough. I was gonna remind you about your wings, but you know,
Yeah.
I did write it down. So I wrote down, Kitris has wings. Fuck. But yeah, your wings spread up. You do the loop de loop, and Enoch, you see Kitris coming over to you with his tent, kind of just like flying in the wind, coming to hand it to you at the beginning of your next turn.
Okay.
Awesome.
And then
Good turn.
I'll continue to just have a blast flying through the air.
Okay.
Just-
Kaldra.
My plan is to find Kitris.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
look
get-
over and see him taking a tent over to Enoch.
I'm gonna get close to him, and then I'm gonna turn into a weasel
Bird.
and hang around. I can't. I'm not high enough level yet,
Oh.
or I would.
You turn to a chicken.
I'm gonna turn into like a little weasel and just hang out around his neck.
Yeah, easily said, easily done. I will say, you can definitely do that. Roll an acrobatics check. This is to kind of maneuver through the air, and then also make that transformation into, keeping the momentum to grapple onto him.
If you were an ant, would you actually die?
Well-
Aren't you too light? Anyways, go ahead.
14.
Yeah, easily enough you do it. If you were an ant, yeah, you would just like fly.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't pick an ant.
I think your body would actually like break from the pressure of the wind against you.
Oh, okay.
And then you just shift back into your normal form. Yeah, you easily enough, Kaldra, you transform into a weasel. Kitris, you feel a little weasel kind of start crawling around your body. You see Kaldra come and transform, so you're not surprised.
Sky Weasel.
That's why I said I got close and then
Yeah.
changed.
Yep. Very cool, very cool. So, all right, we go over to Sir Lancelot, who is just
I don't know.
little asteroid falling through the sky.
I withdraw into my shell.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you withdraw. You pull in the arms and legs that were causing you to have wind resistance. You just when you start accelerate. Nonetheless, you are inside your shell. Awesome. At the end of that round, you guys look down. Those that can look down and see, you see that below there has been some sort of commotion as the fire seems to have been put out for a second, and then you see a quick flash of blinding blue light that just fills the sky, and you see over some of the snow kind of form into a hand, and you see the snowy hand just start like flying towards y'all.
Oh.
Huh.
And there appears to be like two figures kind of riding the hand towards you. You can't really make out what exactly they are. They're humanoid in shape, but this snow hand and these two figures are heading towards y'all's descent path. Awesome. We go back to the top. Heise, you have failed to do whatever you were trying to do, looking for anything. You do see your companions now. You see those that are safe and those that are not. What are you doing?
A hand, right?
You see this big ass snow hand coming towards you. Yeah, it's just.
I'm going for the snow hand, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and roll me just an acrobatics check to kind of to position yourself better to kind of intercept the hand as it's flying towards you.
25.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Holy-
Yeah, you feel confident that you are John Wick in the moment, and you figure out a way to contort your body to do as little damage to you upon impact of meeting the snow hand. But you know you're going to land dead on target and be safe as this hand is coming towards you. Awesome. Antiochus, you are parachuting.
I'm big chillin'.
Yeah, you are just
I got
Fortnite
sunglasses
falling. You're falling towards Tomato Town looking for a loot spot.
Big chill.
You are.
3 Roy.
you are good. Enoch, we go to you. Enoch, you see Kitris with the weasel around his neck, bringing his tent to you that's flapping in the wind. He goes to hand it over to you. Go ahead and make another athletics check to kind of hold the tarp or hold the tent to catch air.
I am going to go ahead and use my inspiration on this one.
Oh yeah.
Can't you declare to use it afterwards?
Yeah, you don't have to use it. Say you can roll it now since it's a new heroic inspiration. You can roll your roll, and then
Oh, in
after you
that
roll,
case-
you can just declare it.
In that case, it is a dirty 20.
Yeah,
Nice.
easily enough. You grab with the help of Kitris, his wing kind of slowing your descent for a moment, so you can get your hands on the tent. you parachute and you begin to descend slower. And you see the hand as well. Everyone sees this besides Sir Lancelot, who's kind of just tucked in, turtled out. Awesome. Kitris, we come back to you. You see everyone in the party, besides Heisei and Sir Lancelot, are pretty much safe. You do see Heisei kind of position himself to, like, you see that hand, you see him kind of positioned to intercept the hand and fall, and you make the connection that he will fall into the safe path of that hand.
Okay.
Lancelot, though, has tucked in and he is plummeting. It is an asteroid. This is the fastest a turtle has ever moved.
How big is this hand?
This hand is think of like a 4-foot platform, like 4 foot wide.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a little long. It's about 4 feet in length as well. So it's a big enough size.
Like, could it also catch Sir Lancelot, or is Sir Lancelot a little too big?
Potentially.
Okay.
Potentially, you could catch him. Yeah. It's a very thick hand too. It's heavy.
Okay. Whatever direction it's in, I will move to the opposite side of Sir Lancelot and try to use my wings and power myself to push Sir Lancelot towards the path of the hand.
All right, this is gonna be an athletics check.
Sure.
As you're using your strength to push against the wind resistance and also align him with the path.
Sir
I'm just
Lancelot's in
squeaking in
baseball.
his ear for encouragement.
Yeah, you're gonna help him. All right, she helps you.
I'm squeaking.
Oh, awesome.
Taking the help action, so you get advantage.
Oh, good, because it would have been very low. 25.
25. Yeah, you muster the strength, and you push this big turtle. Sir Lancelot, you don't know what's going on, man. You hear just the wind like echoing through all the holes in your shell. Kitchus, you're doing a good job. You're pushing Lancelot. Caldra helped. Lancelot, what are you doing as the wind is kind of you just tucked in?
I got no spell slots left. Apparently I don't have a tent in my inventory. I guess I'm just sleeping outside, so I get +4 AC in my shell.
Would you want to say maybe like a prayer to your god or any of that, any kind of holy identity, any of the holy identity that you hold on to?
Yeah, he's mumbling things for sure.
Oh yeah, sounds like
When
Eminem.
I stopped that spelling bee.
Forgot
Take me back
about
to the
that.
spelling bee.
I did that for you.
Nonetheless, as you guys have adjusted yourselves, those that are descending slowly, the hand closes and continues on the path. It catches Heisei, and then Heisei, you see the massive form of Sir Lancelot being pushed over towards you. It's kind of this like descent angle. It's like very much like a Tom Cruise movie cutscene. You see Sir Lancelot coming. Heisei, you do kind of like I'm just gonna narrate. You do like a cool backflip because you're cool. You're British, right? You do a cool backflip, and you land on top of Sir Lancelot's shell. As you guys are make contact with the hand, and your slow descent, your descent slows. Everyone falls to the ground, safe.
Sweet.
You guys make it to the ground safe. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Good thinking. Good thinking. Good thinking.
Just how it
So-
lands.
just how I wrote it up. So yeah, as you all land, still processing the thoughts that are going through your head, you see that these two figures that were riding this what sorcerers and wizards know as like Big B's hand. That's what that was. You see the two figures that were on it are these stone humanoid figures. They kind of look like living statues. They have like these wings. Those that would know anything about masonry work or any kind of history or architect, these are gargoyles. Plain as day, you see them. They are assisting the fall. They kind of go over to Enoch and Tychus and kind of help slow y'all's descent even further.
Oh, wow.
So you guys land safely, and as you all land, you see the last humanoid, which previously was unseen because they were not fallen. They did not kind of come up there to help you. You see what appears to be a young tiefling woman. Her skin and hair are snow white. She has the most brilliant and beautiful blue eyes anyone has ever seen. Her face is very much twisted with an expression of disgust, as you see that she is hurriedly packing up her belongings, rolling up a tent, rolling up a bedroll, stuffing into a pouch that just kind of like eats this. It kind of just disappears as she shoves stuff into it. You see her hurriedly pick up a staff that was previously unseen. The staff just made of pure ice. It's immaculate, and it's as a magic caster, you would know that it's a pretty impressive staff. Antiochus, it is pretty cool, quite literally, as it is formed out of pure ice. She puts it into a little back slot as she like straps down a belt and tightens it to her body. And she looks at you with this look of disgust on her face. Go ahead and make an insight check for me, everyone. Try to read her facial disgust.
19.
9.
Holy cow, my insight is great. 12. I rolled a 6.
You really hyped that one up.
Yeah.
Well, I was
13.
thinking it was gonna be like a +2.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you said you got a 19, Enoch?
Yeah.
I'm correct. Her face of disgust is more or less. You read it as she's not like disgusted by y'all's appearance, like y'all's physical features. She's disgusted by the act of y'all disrupting, maybe her silence or alerting someone's attention.
Yeah.
And as you register that, you see you see this white feathered raven that descends. You all do. It kind of lands on her shoulder, and it opens its beak and expecting it to kind of give off a caw. You are instead surprised to hear it say a single sinister sound, sinister sounding voice that says, "Run." Her eyes grow big and wide, and she begins to look around wildly. You see that panic is setting onto her body. Everyone's passive insight can see that she's freaking out at the sound of that. She begins to look around. She looks to all of you, and she says, "There's a cave not far from here. Quick, follow me, and do try to keep up. I won't turn back to help."
What was the word?
Run. Very
Run.
menacingly.
Oh, okay.
My bad, guys. Run. DMC.
I think you got so close that Discord cut you off.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny. But anyway, she begins to turn around. She bolts off into
What's your name?
discretion. As she begins to bolt off, you see the two gargoyles kind of fly low and closer and kind of like act as these like natural bodyguards and barriers. And you see, as she's running, the gargoyles they will at random times you'll see her like jump and they'll catch her and carry her a little bit further. So she's like doing minimal effort and she's getting the maximum distance with these gargoyles.
That's fun.
What are y'all doing? As this tiefling just tells y'all to run in the middle of the wilderness.
Enoch just kind of shrugs his shoulders and he takes off after her.
Okay.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
also head in that direction, but I'll go just high enough to see if I can get a visual of what. Like, basically fly towards Elsa and her gargoyles, but looking behind me.
Okay.
Wait, I just processed that.
Okay. You're not wrong. Awesome. Okay, I like that idea. What the rest of y'all doing?
I'm with Kitris, so.
Oh,
You're
that's
just
right.
a fan
Yeah.
after all. That's right, yeah. Okay, hi, say Sir Lancelot and Antiochus.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself, and I'm just like one half of me hobbles, so I've got like a limp on one half, and I'm just like. But the snow does get a smiley face and come up around me, and then I disappear into it.
Actually, I
Lovely.
forgot about Sir Lancelot. Enoch would stay and
oh,
go
right.
as fast as Sir Lancelot could go.
Well, Sir Lancelot thinks he's dead.
Oh, no.
From his perspective, he's in his shell, he's plummeting, and suddenly it's like very soft and very quiet, and then he emerges and
yeah.
sees a white bird. It's like, Enoch, I knew it would come for me soon. I'm sorry you had to be with me, my friend.
It's not over yet. Let's go.
Okay, I'll follow.
Yeah, you guys take off after
All
this.
those freaks.
You guys take off after this tiefling and her gargoyles. Kitris and Caldra, as you guys fly up to get a kind of a bird's eye view, can you two make some perception checks for me?
Oh, wait. Should I be using the animals?
Yes.
It'd be
This
really
is
funny if it was a dragon.
Okay.
Maybe.
hold on. I need-
22.
You-
Okay.
Crap. I
It's
don't-
like Vagar from House of the Dragons, where he comes up out of nowhere. Just
Each
Well,
your dragon kills you.
yeah.
I rolled a 4, so it's probably not very good.
Yeah, you're kind of taken aback as the quick ascent, descent, ascent. Oh my gosh, it's like a little roller coaster for you. Kitris, you hear on the wind a sound that is deafening. It is this huge like these heavy,
Oh.
muscular flaps of some sort of large winged beast. It's you can kind of pinpoint the sound of a wings flapping since you have wings.
Right.
This thing is gargantuan.
Yeah.
You don't see it yet, but you know that something big is coming towards y'all at the moment.
Yeah. So I'll just shout down, "Oi! She wasn't kidding. Run!"
Thanks.
Yeah, you guys all elevated or on the ground level take off. You chase. Oh, hi, say yep. What's up?
I was just gonna ask if I could stealthily run.
Sure. Roll stealth check for me.
Run through the Zorns behind him.
I'm a
He's
stealth,
Naruto.
what can I say? That's 21.
Yeah, you are as stealthily as one could run in the snow. You're doing it. It's pretty impressive, honestly.
It is the Naruto run. No.
Yes. There's a little bit of Naruto music playing behind you as you run. You get a little bit of a flashback cutscene too. But nonetheless, you all chase after her, and the wind is strong as always, especially here in Icewind Dale, especially in the wilderness. There isn't many landmarks to disrupt the landscape. It is just a flat field of ice and snow. The full moon above you is helping as you guys run because it is illuminating the entire landscape. The moonlight itself is reflecting off of the snow. You sprint behind her, and you see about maybe 720 feet away a small opening in the side of a hill, this little cave entrance. And as you are all focused on that, as you are all making your way there, you notice that above you, the moonlight that is shining down begins to grow smaller and smaller around you. And it grows dim for the briefest of moments, and you guys are all thrown into complete darkness. And you are just running full speed in the darkness, and then the moonlight returns back to normal after maybe 2 seconds. As that happens, those that are running forward, you hear Avarice shout out from in front of you. She says, "Don't look back, just keep running." And she, she's kind of cool. She's getting the gargoyles helping her move. It's pretty seamless. Yes.
And I look back.
I also
You definitely
look
can.
back.
Yeah, you guys can definitely look back.
He told me not to. That's a bad idea. She didn't say anything. I wouldn't.
So you guys look back.
I'm
As you glance,
invisible.
yeah. As you glance back, you see, for the briefest of moments, kind of flying past the moon, this large winged, which you can only make out to be as maybe a dragon. It looks small, as you kind of quickly glance back, but you notice that you're just looking at the tail of it as it kind of flies behind a cloud. The tail alone looks like a miniature dragon. It's you know whatever this is behind you, it is quite massive, and that kind of instills more hope, or not more hope, but more fear into you to keep sprinting for the hole ahead. And as you guys look back, go back straight, the moonlight disappears once again. You guys get thrown back in the darkness once again. You can obviously tell that whatever this creature is, it's obviously doing some sort of fear tactic. This is some sort of fear tactic to get y'all to run. To which it is working, because when the light disappears, you guys are just thrown into just a perpetual darkness. Those that don't have dark vision, it's dark. You can't. It's like you're underground. You can't see shit. But nonetheless, the light returns as the dragon flies away from the moon. And as you continue for the hole, that's when you hear a noise that begins to kind of disrupt the normal sounds of the wind that are rushing past you. It is this, much to Elizel's already confirmation to you guys, you finally hear the heavy rhythmic beatings of large wings. It's just heavy. You all begin to hear it as it sounds like it is getting closer and closer as the sounds just increase and increase. And as they get closer, you realize that you look ahead, you got about maybe 360 more feet as you guys have covered half the distances. Whatever this is that's chasing after you, it seems to be catching up. You hear this loud, deep growl of laughter that just kind of ripples throughout the landscape. It echoes off of the ground, just this heavy, vocal, very, very chesty laugh. Followed by a as this laugh happens, you see the tiefling woman. She's like dead on sprints now. she's just bolting it. The rest of you are kind of maintaining your same pace. You see that as she quickens her pace, the gargoyles more or less are just throwing her. It is this very acrobatic display. It's kind of like a dance. They are very much in unison with one another. You hear following after that deep, like chesty laugh, is you hear the voice of this beast speak as it kind of cascades throughout the landscape around you. You hear it say, "Run, run, little mouse, scurry and cower, fear my power." And just lets out this. You hear this like high pitched blast of just like ice shards just being thrown up into the sky. Yeah, you guys watch as this dragon flies over the top of you all, and you see just the size and the scale of this beast as you are running, and it is anywhere from 40 to 50 feet from head to tail long. It is big. There is what appears to be a saddle on its back. There's not a rider in the saddle, but you see that the wings have their holes in them, that this dragon is quite ancient. It flies over you, disappears back up into the clouds, and then you see it, you hear it loop behind you, back behind you once again. And as it does, it seems to nosedive. You hear the sound of the wind whistling off of its form as it pulls its body in, and you hear just flying through the sky. That's when you guys notice, as you look back, at this point, you all look back. You see that it opens its mouth. It's this wide maw just opens, and you see this white, chilling, icy breath just begin to form in its chest. You watch this light travel up its throat as it lets out this large beam of ice towards you all. And as this happens, the tiefling, she does stop momentarily, and she spins around with a book open in her hand, and she points a finger up to her. She says some arcane words. And you watch this spout of fire just escape from her fingertips and just explode into this large wall, this huge sphere of fire that just meets and connects with the beam of ice. And as it does, when it hits the ice, steam rises up, and you watch as the dragon opens its wings, the air catches and it pulls the dragon up as it slows its pace. At this point, you guys have reached the cave entrance. As you guys all rush into the cave entrance, you watch as that tiefling kind of stands there and like watches you all follow in one at a time. And as the dragon reroutes itself, flies back, and you see it land. As it lands, it scrapes the ground, and you see ice just get thrown everywhere. You see the landscape around you just get torn to shreds. You see it charge up another beam of ice as it lets it go at the cave entrance opening. And once again, you watch as this tiefling, this time more or less just putting her hand up, saying some arcane words. You see her put her hand up, and you just watch the ice kind of just explode against the wall, and you just see the ice stop against this invisible wall of force that's just holding the ice steady. And with that, you guys are all in the cave. It's dark. The tiefling is focused on keeping this wall of force up. She's obviously maintaining concentration. The tiefling looks back to all of you, and she says, "Try to get deeper into the cave and see if there is another exit. And someone, for God's sake, please start a fire. It's fucking cold." She said, this will only hold for about 10 minutes, and I don't want to be around when it drops, so we can exchange pleasantries once we have some safety or some semblance of safety. Gargle, stay close to me. And she says, as she says that, she drops her hand. The wall of force maintains its composure as she concentrates on it, and you see the gargoyles kind of just go over there and kind of rebolster and like kind of steady her body as you all are inside a cave with a dragon on the outside, a wall of force, and a new tiefling and 2 gargoyle companions.
Let's go further.
Let's do what she says.
Sounds good. Nice to meet you.
She does not respond to that. But yeah, nonetheless, you see the cave. Those that are kind of looking into the cave, you see the cave looks like it's a gradual descent into a. It looks like it thins up a little bit. You got some stalagmites, stalactites to kind of maneuver around. There is no, ground here that's been like well maintained, like some sort of animal has lived here. There's no signs of that. It's very much still a raw cave. Hasn't been really touched by much. But as you kind of descend, maybe 50 or 60 feet, those with dark vision, of course, you see what looks like the chamber opens a little bit. It opens into a wider area that has about 3 little split off tunnels from it. That's what you immediately see as you kind of head down a little bit. So you kind of come down to this big chamber. It's open to the extent there's not many flat spots in here. There are a couple big, like boulder size, formations in the actual rock itself. But other than that, there isn't much to this chamber. There may be some secrets in the chamber, though.
Ooh.
Maybe this would be a good spot to make a fire.
I can't do that, but
Did you say there are 3 other paths? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, it looks like there are like 3 little paths that split off from this main chamber that you found.
Can I just like stand at the end of each of them and see if I can feel any like cold air blowing in, like cold air is in outdoor cold air, not cold air is in like cold air coming from like underground.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can go over there and do I'll say this is like a nature check, survival check, to kind of feel the elements on you.
16.
From each of these different distinct pathways, you don't feel any kind of blowback, any kind of like air from outside.
Okay.
Obviously you feel like a cool air rising from the actual earth itself upwards. So you figure that maybe those paths go a little bit further down, but you don't feel any outside effects.
And how far in was this from the entrance?
You guys went about 60 feet from the actual entrance of the cave. So I mean, you guys are kind of like right up at the entrance still.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think we need to go a little further in because I bet you that breath reaches us. So.
Okay, are we splitting up and going down all of those, or?
I mean, I say we just pick one and all stick together for now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Which
go
one?
Left.
Okay. I'll start walking down the left passage. I'm invisible
Who
too, so
who can't see right now? Like who
I
needs
can't
to like
see.
hold on?
Sir Lancelot is lighting a torch.
Okay,
Ah.
that works.
Yeah.
Easily said enough. You light the torch.
Purple dope.
Cast light all over the cave system, and it throws shadows, in various different directions. But it is lit in here now.
Let's go.
It's lit in here?
Visually lit.
Gotcha. Okay. Left passage.
Left passage. So Antiochus and Kitris are going down the left passage. If that's what I heard, right?
And Caldra.
And Caldra.
Yeah, Cal's
Okay.
just on my back still, I assume.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, she's still Weasel. That's right.
hanging out.
I keep
We always
forgetting
knew
about
Caldra was a weasel. Let's be.
that. You guys go down the left path. It seems to extend further and further as you. How far do you guys want to venture down it? Because as you go, maybe 50 more feet or so, it seems like it still continues on. It begins to slowly like thin a little bit as you go. It's not unbearably thin where you have to like turn sideways, but you are noticing a gradual like coming togetherness of the cave walls.
Did the mouth of the cave feel like the dragon could fit in it, or was the dragon gonna be stuck outside?
The cave entrance itself looked smaller than the dragon. So you feel that it wouldn't fit easily. I'm sure if it had enough willpower, it would get through that.
Okay. I'll just say, I mean, let's at least go far enough that we feel safe from a dragon, but we should probably figure out what's down here, right?
Yeah. Let's keep going, and you just see footsteps walking forward.
Yeah, you guys continue your
Ah, fuck!
travels.
I bumped into something.
You continue your travels for a good while. You go about maybe another 150 feet, 200 feet. The path still continues to thin out a little bit. You do get to a section where it's like a small antechamber where it's like this. It's not as big as the chamber you were just in, but it does open up a little bit. And you see that it, obviously there are some rocks that are starting to come together, so it's becoming a little bit more difficult terrain. If you want to push through, you have to kind of like actually like climb through like cracks and stuff. But you have pretty much reached the end of easy travel in this little section off cave. path.
I'll just say, I mean, this seems like a good spot to stop. We could set a
We
fire
want to see.
here.
Yeah. Do we want to? Does anybody want to go check the other two passages?
I can go.
So, Caldra, Antiochus, and Kitris are off on their own. So that's basically just y'all back at the barnyard.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they have traveled off. You guys are kind of just still sitting there. Avarice, or the tiefling, hasn't come over and talked to you yet. She's still kind of being supported by these gargoyles, and she looks like she's going through some of her various bags and pouches.
I'm gonna be starting like an actual fire because that's what she asked for, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make small talk with Enoch and be like, "The angel of death was beautiful, was she not?"
And Enoch's probably used to this. Like, oh, yes, Sir Lancelot, but it wasn't your time. You're far too brave and strong for that.
You get the sense he might not be totally listening to your response.
As you guys are talking, Heiste, you said you were going off down another tunnel.
Yeah,
Tunnel?
I would have looked at Enoch and just, I'll be back lickety split. If you guys need to move in a cave, just, I mean, follow the other guys, I guess. I'll be back. And
Okay.
I put my hood up and start running.
I have a quick question before he runs off.
Yes.
Can I use my mind link if I still have my brain?
Yeah, you're still, like, you're talking about since you shifted? You
Yeah,
still have
can
the
I-
mind link. Yeah, you still have that.
So I can use it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go jump off of Kitris and hop on his shoulder and wrap around there. And then I'll say, to Kitris, like,
Wait,
Sorry,
hold
I'm
on.
done.
Before you say anything, it's just me, you, and Antiochus.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not with you guys.
We went
Yeah, you
down
guys
the
are
one
off.
path, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are separated from the group at the moment.
never mind.
Yeah.
I am sitting there. I am still gonna say Kitris, like, and just a reminder, the voice in my head sounds different than my actual voice.
Mm-hmm.
What's it sound like?
I forgot,
Oh.
but
Dolly-
it's gonna
Dolly
be,
Partons.
it's
Dolly
gonna
Parton.
be, it's gonna be my voice, okay?
Gotcha.
It'll just be like, Kitris, if there's anything I can do, just let me know.
I'll just respond and say, I mean, actually, I was gonna, you could probably get back the quickest, if you want to let them know we're starting a fire down here. That'd probably be good.
Okay, I can't see in the dark, but I will try.
Oh, well then, never mind. That's all right. Heise already gave them the message to come down this way, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we cut over to Heise. Heise, you saw the path that the other three went down. There is a path that kind of goes, that's on the opposite side from the one they went down, and then there's like a path that it's like 20 feet in, like further into the cave system, and then it's like a drop off.
Okay.
Yeah, it heads deeper into the ground.
We're gonna go. So, which one is the one that heads deeper in the ground? The right?
It's the one that's just it's just you walk maybe 20, 30 feet in the center of the room that you guys are in, and it's just like a gradual decline.
Okay, I'm going to the right.
Okay.
I flipped the coin. I'm honoring it.
All right. Did you tell me what you got?
The right. Wait.
Oh,
what?
flipping! I'm tripping. I'm going crazy. Yeah, you. I'm thinking of
To the
something
right.
totally different,
Heads?
dude. Yeah.
Head? No, well, technically it was tails. I mean, I am going
nonetheless-
sneakily, just to be safe, because.
Yeah, roll a
You're
stealth check
stunned.
for me.
And I did flick my hood up.
Okay, roll a stealth check for me.
That is a 19.
You stealth the way down into this right passage. I mean, as you do, you notice it's more of a it thins out very much where you actually do have to turn sideways. You go maybe 60 feet or so, and you are met with the wall kind of like closes off on you a little bit. You notice that you look up. It looks like there's kind of like an overhanging ledge that you could probably climb up if you wanted to. It's about 15 feet above you. There are walls around you, so if you want to do some sort of parkour, you could definitely do that. But there's like a little bit of a ledge up ahead.
Parkour.
Yeah, I'm down. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do some parkour.
All right, go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check.
Okay. That is an 18.
18. Yeah, easily enough, you put your back against the wall and you were able to climb your way up to the ledge. And you get to the ledge, put your fingers up there, pull yourself up. It looks like a crawl space that maybe extends maybe 20 feet or so. You have to crawl on your stomach. It's a bit of a tight squeeze. The roof's kind of close to you. It extends maybe 20 feet, and then it looks like there is kind of a drop off down.
I guess I'll crawl a little bit before the
Yeah.
drop off.
Yeah, easily enough. You crawl. It is tight. It closes on your chest. It kind of makes you hard to breathe. If you're claustrophobic, if your character's claustrophobic, it would kind of encroach on that feeling of claustrophobia. You get to the ledge that drops off, and you see looks like a sheer face fall off. Like it's just you can't really see the bottom of whatever. Where there's no like ground beneath the drop off.
Okay.
Make a perception check for me.
Oh, okay. Please be good. Ooh. 17.
With a 17, you see at the bottom of this, or kind of like not at the bottom, but like maybe 100 feet or so, appears to be a skeleton, a very humanoid skeleton.
How far down?
It's about 100 feet or so. You're on a ledge right now, kind of on your stomach, hands and stomach, looking directly down. You look, it's like directly down beneath you. There is a skeleton. It's very much humanoid in nature. But you do see it down at the bottom, with just it's being skeleton-y.
Do I want to investigate it? Kind of. I'm gonna try and find somewhere to tie my rope.
Okay,
and
go ahead and
kinda
make
find out a little more.
make an investigation check for me.
Swapping dice for a sec. Sweet. That's a 19.
Yeah, you notice there is a bit of a crevice that you could probably wedge something inside, like tie a rope to wedge it in there, and it would hold your weight.
Okay.
It's a little ways off, so you would have to like crawl out a little bit, and it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be a sketchy like two-part motion where you'd have to like crawl out, hook it, and like flip out of the hole.
All right.
Very much like a in the moment you have to like hook it to get it to like latch on.
Okay.
So that would be a acrobatics check to do that.
Sweet. Before I do, I'm reading something real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to be safe, just in case I fail. I'm gonna use my psionic neck, one of my psionic abilities.
Okay. What is it?
Can I get to add it? So the psionic neck, your training fails you. Your psionic power can help if you fail an ability check using a skill or tool, which have a proficiency. I can roll one psionic die and add the roll to the check.
Cool.
So that would be, you said acrobatics?
Yes, sir.
That would go from a 14 to a 16. I only rolled
14 to a 16. Yeah, easily enough done. The difference makes the most because the DC was 15, so you pass. You hook the rope, which is attached to something. You hook the rope, and you are able to descend down to that skeleton that you see.
Okay. So I can only go with the rope. It's 50 feet.
Yeah, so it's about a 50-foot drop off to the skeleton.
Is there any? Can I look around to see if I can climb down at all, or no? Or is it just?
Yeah, you look down and you see that there are some rocks on the wall that you can actually climb on. You have to obviously make an acrobatics check or athletics check to just scale down. The way the skeleton's lying, the skeleton's on like a little bit of a rock that's jutting out a little bit. So you see it like kind of laying against the rock as if it had fallen.
I'll reach for a rock and start to climb.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Okay.
Thank heavens. That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, you are able to scale your way down the down the down the rock face, and you are at the skeleton. The skeleton, as you're closer, it looks more of a dwarvish make.
Can I investigate around real quick to make sure there's nothing around me that's gonna jump
You
out
go ahead
at
and
me?
make a nice little investigation check or perception.
We'll go with investigation. That's an
Okay.
11.
An 11. You're not seeing much with an 11. That's like screaming out at you. There's nothing that's like popping out.
Is there any like way out or?
You
than
basically, as you are looking, you only notice that there's a direction up. You're basically imagine yourself standing on this rock in just a huge open chamber. You don't see like any ground beneath you. It's very much like you're in a big bubble. You
great.
are like, if you ever see Mission Impossible 2, you're Tom Cruising the rock wall right now. Free soloing it, no ropes attached.
Heck yeah, sweet. And it's just a rock in the middle. Do I want to jump to the rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I guess I'll try and get to the rock real quick.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check for me.
Adventuring. It's a 15.
Yeah. You jump across, and you are at the spot with the skeleton.
I get to the skeleton, you said?
Yes, you're
Sorry,
at the
someone
skeleton.
came in my room. I'm gonna loot him, I guess.
Okay.
See what he has.
You pat him down. I mean, he's a skeleton. He's got like tattered, this very dark, like armor on, but it's more like mothy in a way. You can tell it's very much just a leather armor. You pat his body down. You go through his belongings, and you find a dagger that's very. You don't touch it yet, but you see it. It's a dagger that's like kind of tucked into his belt pocket. The blade of the dagger is made of this very obsidian, like black obsidian. It's very beautiful, very smooth. You can tell it's very sharp. The actual handle piece itself looks like a dragon's tooth. It's a curved, like metallic dragon's tooth. And set in the at the tip of the pointed part of the tooth, the bottom of the dagger looks to be another like piece of this obsidian rock.
I'll grab the dagger.
Okay.
It looks cool. I'll grab it.
Make a wisdom save for me.
Woo.
Ooh,
Is it being-
it's the charlatan. You're evil.
Is it to be charmed or not slut? Is it?
Not what?
Not
No,
slut?
I thought you said not slut. I was like, what?
You're too late. You've already
Is it to
failed
be
that
charmed
check.
or no?
This is more so. This isn't a charm per se. This is a
Possession.
no. It's not. It's not a charm. It's not a
Okay.
charm or a slut.
Just want to make sure if I can roll with advantage or not. Please.
You have
That
inspiration.
is. I don't have inspiration. But
Oh.
that is 16.
16. You grab the blade. There are some. You feel like there is some sort of like perpetual like penetrating magic, some sort of like aura that kind of attempted to impose some effect upon you. You resist it. You shake it off. But it is in your hand. It's very, very beautiful. It's a very beautiful dagger. It's well made. The initials on the actual, as you kind of like turn it over in your hand, you see there are some etchings into the blade itself. It looks like there is a like like it's like an initial. There's an X and then a dot and then an S. So it's like
Okay.
X S. Like the first name starts with X, the last name starts
Okay.
with S.
What's Zordarok's last name?
But nonetheless, you turn it over and
Yes.
it's well made.
And that's all I can find on his body, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's not much else on his body. Whatever else he may have had, or they may have had at one point, has probably fallen into the abyss below.
Okay. All right. If I'm not seeing anything, I guess I'm gonna try and parkour back to the wall.
Yep. Another acrobatics check for me.
Please, 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 please. Watch me fall right here.
Mind on the dagger.
He wouldn't
The
just kill
six-
you.
That is a 16.
Yep. You get across. You're back to the rock wall. You can start to climb. Roll another acrobatics check for me. For athletics.
I'm going only acrobatics. That's a dirty 20.
You,
Long
ascend,
like
you,
king.
You climb back up the wall. You get to the rope. You climb back up the rope. You're back. Basically, you're at a difficult decision now because you have to. It breaks your heart, but in order for you to get to the ledge to climb back up, you're gonna have to leave the rope and the item holding the rope to the rock behind. It's not gonna be retrievable because you're gonna have to climb, use your momentum, and jump up.
I knew I was gonna have to leave the rope. I was just gonna ask if I could grab it. All right, I'm leaving the rope.
All right, go ahead and make another acrobatics check for me.
All right, watch this be the one I fail right here. Oh, that's better than the last roll. That's 22.
Yeah. Easy enough. You're back up to that ledge. You begin to crawl back. You shed a tear as you leave the rope behind.
The rope.
But nonetheless, you begin to make your way back to the party. We're going to cut back over to. We'll just go back and start Lancelot and Enoch, and then we'll cut back over to the other group. So Sir Lancelot and Enoch, you watch Heisei disappear. You are in the chamber with the fire blazing.
Enoch would stick with Lancelot. I think we split up enough, and he would ask Lancelot, it's like, have you ever encountered such a beast in all your years?
Dragon. Yes, I have. And I've lived to tell the tale. Don't ask me the tale, though. I don't remember it.
But you survived somehow.
Yes. I suppose I did. You have not, my friend?
No, not like that.
Should we just wait here for the others?
I think we should. I don't think we need to be splitting up too much in this cave.
Come on, let's split up games.
About that point, as you guys are all, as you two are around the fire, Avarice comes over there. She stays away from you for the most part. You guys are kind of on y'all's own side. She kind of gets closer with the gargoyles, and she gets closer to the fire to feel the warmth of it. But she does not say anything to y'all. She doesn't appear to look towards y'all. She is just like keeping her hands warm. You see all the various wizardry components on her body. She's got her spell book kind of hanging from a belt loop on her belt. Many pouches, a backpack. But the gargoyles kind of stand on either side as bodyguards. It's very, it's kind of imposing. But nonetheless, she just joined y'all by the fire. She does not speak to you. She doesn't say anything crazy. We cut over. Oh, go ahead.
Silent. No, I was just saying I would just respect her decision not to say anything.
Yep. We go over to the other amigos. We cut over. What are y'all doing out over there?
Well, I was going to say, remind me, like, Sir Lancelot and Enoch and Avarice and the gargoyles, they're only 60 feet from the mouth of the cave, right? Okay. And she's, like, Avarice seemed calm and okay with just being that far in?
For the most part.
All right. I mean, yeah, we
Kind of forceful, right?
For 10 minutes.
For
She
10
feel like
minutes,
she
yeah.
could probably cast it a couple more times if she wanted to.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the plan was to start a fire in that opening that we found, so that's what we do.
All right. Yeah, you guys start a fire down there. Was Caldra running back? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, because she can't see.
Okay.
I will though.
And Tychus.
Does it keep going, or is this the end?
It's come to it's getting narrow and narrow. You could probably go a couple more.
I'm small, so
yeah, there's another path. Like the path continues on. It's very much getting thin. Like it's becoming unmanageable for the others, but for you, or since she's a weasel, she can manage it really easily. You could keep going a little bit of ways if you wanted to.
I can't see.
So neither of you can see, so just me. Are you still invisible?
Oh, he's small. Yes, I'm invisible for an hour, so I'm gonna stay invisible.
Okay.
I casted this level 2 spell slot. I'm gonna get my value
Yeah,
out of this
I mean,
level
that's
2
fair.
spell slot.
So I would just out loud. I would just say,
King?
probably just stay here till the rest of them get down here.
I can go find them.
Yeah.
Sure. Can you see
Okay.
already?
Oh, you're in his head. Okay.
Yeah, you can hear me.
Wait,
I
so
just jumped out and I can't see, and I'm gonna go find them.
can druids, when they're wild shaping in the old book talk while they're Okay.
She is a
So she has to use the
Yeah,
telepathy.
I have
okay.
the mind link.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's not cool. So Caldry, you are gonna try to head back to the.
Yep.
All right, go ahead and make a survival check for me as you're like sniffing to, or you can make perception or survival as you are trying to find the scent back towards the party.
Okay. What I have to find. A weasel, in fact, does not have dark vision.
Oh,
Interesting.
He's gonna hit a wall and
Knock
hit her
yourself
head
out.
and then transform back into a normal person.
But their perception's pretty high.
Yeah, but weasels die real easy, is what I hear.
Wow, I rolled a natural 20 for 26.
Oh wow.
damn.
So
Weasel's locked in.
Yeah, she's locked in. You make your way back to the original chamber. It takes you a little while. You're a small creature. I mean, are you dead sprinting with your little weasel legs?
I mean, yeah, I have 30 feet of movement.
Oh, you can
Faster
move the
than
same.
me.
Yeah, you can move the same paces. Yeah, yeah. You make yourself back to the party. You see, as you come back, you see Sir Lancelot, this tiefling, and Enoch around the fire. And about that time, as you kind of emerge back towards the main area with the party, Heise, you make your way back. You are exiting the path you came from, and you guys are basically all there except for Antiochus and Kitris.
Can I talk to Kitris?
Yeah, we'll cut over to Kitris and then we'll go to the main party.
Okay. So you sure you don't want to go down that? You should, because you're like small too, aren't you? You're like compact.
I don't really want to go anywhere until we're all together. Then we can kind of explore. I don't think we need to, right? I mean, we need to.
But wouldn't it be fun?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But I don't want to go anywhere
We
until.
can have a little adventure.
I mean, we need to figure out who this woman is first before we fuck off, and like maybe
She
she's.
seemed nice.
I mean, maybe she's killing the rest of them right now.
Do you want to go find out?
Well, I think that's what Calder's doing, right?
Oh. Do
I
you
mean,
think
she
she'll
might
live?
die too, but
Okay, we'll stay here.
yeah.
Should we put out the fire?
Damn.
I mean,
No, they're dead. They're all dead. That's like when your mom doesn't come home in time and you're a kid and you're like,
yeah.
I got in a car crash.
If we hear weird voices, then maybe.
Okay. Okay. I tried to
cut over-
convince him. I tried to.
We cut over to the other members of the party around the fire now. You guys see a weasel and Heise return, each from their own separate avenues of travel. You guys are together.
I'm gonna climb up Heise and sit on his shoulder. And then I'm gonna mind link with him. And I'm like, hey, so everybody else is down this way. And I'll just kind of point with my little weasel hand. Found the spot.
I know.
Oh, this is Calder, by the way.
I kind of figured. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of just scouting.
Well, tell everyone else. Let's go.
Okay. Wait, why can't you?
Well, I can, but I have to make a mind link. And then I wouldn't have to be able to talk to you. And then I'd have to talk to someone. It's a whole thing.
As she's talking, I look to the others and go, Caldra says we need to go down that tunnel.
Oh. Thanks, pal. And then, yeah, I'll hop off and then I'll start leading the way. Still can't see, but
Oh,
Roll survival check or perception.
oh no.
oh my gosh.
Do the rest of y'all follow her or follow Heise's instructions?
I do.
Yeah.
24.
Well, you are a natural born weasel. You're able to find you're able to lead the party members back to this antechamber further within the cave. Avarice, or this tiefling, I'm just gonna call her Avarice. She follows behind the two gargoyles here in front of you who are following behind you all. She's staying a little safe distance, maybe at 20 feet or so behind y'all, just so she has enough room to react if something fishy happens. But nonetheless, you guys all travel deeper into the cave until you all eventually come into this room. It's big, but it's not as big as the chamber you were just in. It's much smaller, probably half the size of that. Yes, I say.
I would have went to the other cave hole.
That's
Just
my
kind
vote.
of like,
Oh.
just kind of
Okay.
like backed up and tried to make nobody notice, so I'd stealth check it out.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth check.
That's my.
I never put my hood down. I got a 22.
Okay. Do you sneak off?
I did say it was scouting. I'm committing to my scouting.
So everyone but Heisei is together again. Heisei, we'll just deal with yours now. You go about 50 feet or so, and it becomes an angle descent. It's like a triangle. You see it hits. It looks like it's a descent, like a triangle descent. Like it just goes down, like a chute. It hits ground, and then it's just kind of cut off. There's no other openings or cracks to wiggle through. Yeah.
Well, I don't have a rope, so I turn back around and meet up with the group.
Yep. You get back to the group. You guys are all within this antechamber inside the cave system. The tiefling woman and her gargoyles are staying as far away as she can. You're trying to put enough distance between these strangers and her.
I'm gonna stand next to her. I'm just sitting, just silently. My footprints. You'll see my footprints walk over.
And I'm gonna speak up to her first.
Okay.
And instead of like introducing myself or anything, I'll just be like, "Oi, why do I look like both them?" And I'll point to the gargoyles, and you at the same time. I don't understand.
She looks at you quizzically. Well, I mean, it could be a bunch of factors that goes into it. Were you created by another entity? Like, were you created by magic or means, or were you just genetically born that way? Because if that's the problem, then you could probably ask your parents, and maybe that is why you look like them. I made them come to life, of course. I don't think you are a gargoyle. I hope not. You're not a gargoyle, are you?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you look more so like me than you do them. So I guess that's maybe just genetic. Maybe your father or mother was short. I don't know.
Yeah, tiny.
Yes.
I'm Kitris, by the way. I don't know what just happened, but I'm sure we're gonna talk about that.
Yes, it's very mysterious what happened tonight. You can address me as High Mage Avarice if you would like.
All of that? Or can we just, like, Avarice or Avi? Something shorter. That's a lot of words.
Whatever you wish to address me as. That is my official title.
Oh, alright.
But if you would like to call me Avarice or Avi, feel free to call me whatever you feel like calling. It's strange times to meet a new companion or a new individual in this wilderness. It's very strange that you guys all fell from the sky above my camp. Regardless of that, Kitris, I'm glad you're not dead.
He does a little, like, curtsy, but bow at the same time. It's like, pleasure to
she
meet
says,
you.
you don't need to do all that, but that's okay. Thank you.
I mean, I wanted to. It was fun. I don't get
Okay.
I don't get many chances to curtsy, so.
Well, I mean, you could curtsy to whoever you want. You don't have to just save it for anything. You could.
Oh, I turn to Enoch and I curtsy towards Enoch.
Yeah.
He's just like, pleasure.
Nick just kind of tilts his head and looks. What's just happening?
Kitris turns back to Avarice. He's like, no, it didn't have the same effect.
Yeah.
Oh, she is hot.
She is a smoke show.
Oh no.
What are you
but-
doing down here? What are you doing?
Yeah,
Why
you
were
like,
you out here?
she like looks down towards where your voice is coming from, and she says, "You're a little too close to me, pal. Please step away a little bit."
Fine.
or I will. Okay, thank you.
I'll take a step.
Um,
What are you doing down here?
What are you doing now?
I mean,
Like
I
before
was
this, when you were out in the.
I was camping, of course. I was resting because it is late. I was headed for Tourmaline.
Why?
Well, technically, I was going to Lonelywood, but Tourmaline's the closest. Why do you care? Why are you asking me these questions?
I'm just curious. You know, we're new friends, just figuring stuff out about you. Just learning.
We're not friends yet.
Oh, okay.
Maybe in time we could become that word. I could pose the same question to you. What are you doing? Why are y'all falling from the sky at my feet while I was trying to sleep?
It's a long.
Well, I assume we have plenty of time to talk about it, but that is up to your discretion if you want to share what that is. We could even make a game out of this, make a little bit of a trade. You give me something, I give you something, make it equal.
Caldra's gonna come out of wild shape and be like, "Oh my, I love games."
She looks at you and she's like, okay. Duly noted. So, I guess introductions are in order. What are you called, Weasel lady?
Oh, I'm not actually a weasel. My name's Caldra.
She rolls her eyes when you say you're not a weasel.
Doesn't believe you.
Okay, Caldra. It's a pleasure. You can call me High Mage Avarice or Avi, as Kitris has deemed.
Ooh, what about Ava? That's so beautiful.
Any iteration of my name can be said, and I will respond.
Oh, rice.
I was just like,
Probably not that one.
Wow. Okay.
Rice.
I did not
You said
believe that.
any.
I didn't think you would literally take what I said to
You
heart.
shouldn't
But
say it if you don't mean it.
I guess I need to know the company I'm with before I speak the way I speak. So,
Yeah.
can you back up a little more, please?
Fine. Okay. It's
At
kind of
least,
hard
like-
for me to walk.
Well, I'm sorry. That's not my fault, is it?
I don't think so. I squint my eyes.
I hope not. I don't remember. I wouldn't. I feel like I would remember your voice or your. Why are you invisible?
Oh, you said run, and you were like, your eyes were really big, and you were like, ah. So I can't run very fast, so I was like, I gotta go invisible so it doesn't kill me.
Alrighty. I guess that merits a good job. I don't know. So you are a cripple, are you not? If you are not able to run.
Half of me is a cripple. Like my master, he's like really old. So.
The master.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more to this story. Maybe we should save that for later. We can talk about that.
Kitchers is like,
Okay.
"Oi, I don't think we're supposed to use words like cripple. I've just heard on the wind that it's not really proper.
What's
I mean,
the proper word?
What's the proper word?
I don't know. Disabled is one of them, I think.
I mean, I use words as I see fit, and I
Part
have
of me
quite
has
the
trouble
diction.
walking.
Oh,
Yes, he is a cripple. That's what most people call him. Disabled. Are you offended by the word cripple? I can remove it from my
I'm not
lexicon when I
quite-
speak to y'all.
No, I'm not offended. I don't think that's proper. Just pointing it out.
Duly noted. You're disabled.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm disabled now. Half of me is.
Anyways, he looks over to, I guess she looks over to either Enoch or Sir Lancelot, and she says, I feel like I've maybe heard of people with your description, but I could be wrong. I mean, Tin Town has a fair share of rumors. Weren't you two fit the description of some personal guards for town speaker, Argos' town speaker? Aren't y'all like? Y'all look familiar. Am I crazy?
No, you are not. Yes,
Yeah,
we
Nicholas.
once were, but no more.
All right. What happened to the rest of your quartet? The Iron Quartet, wasn't that not what y'all were called?
We were
Or is
sent
this
on.
the Iron
a-
Quartet?
No, definitely not.
Oh.
Lancelot and myself were sent on a separate mission that turned out to be, well, there's a lot going on there. Suffice to say, like Lancelot said, we no longer work for this town speaker. We were
That's-
duped.
Ah. Well, that seems like a story in itself. Wasn't there another one of you? I said, did you return to the? Would you have returned by now?
Oh yeah, I would have like stepped out of the shadows, taking my hood off.
Ah, there it is. There you are.
Yeah, right over here.
What about me? Sorry.
What's your
Did I
deal?
miss
What's
something?
your name? Well, we were doing introductions.
Oh, I'm Heisei. Nice to meet you, and I give like a proper curtsy.
Like I said to your friend, you don't have to curtsy me. It's. I do have a title, but I don't. You don't have to keep up that.
Okay,
That.
where I come from, it's honorary to curtsy. I'm sorry.
Well, so be it. Curtsy all you want. I was telling him he could curtsy whenever he wants. But
Took it to heart.
so I guess we sit down and get friendly. Was that what people do when they run into each other in these
I
situations?
thought we were playing a game.
Oh yeah, but I would like to be comfortable. I
Oh.
mean,
All right.
Oh, we're
I
playing a
warn
game.
you. I
yes, we're
warn you,
playing a
I am-
game.
I am undefeated in cribbage.
What the hell is that? Is that a Jackbox game? She sits down and she makes a point to try to stay away from as much like far away enough from you all to not like be too particularly close with anyone. She like tries to distance herself as much as she can without making it like awkward. So with this game we're playing, we just do a little bit of information sharing, I guess. You go, I go. Where do you want to start with this? I feel like maybe you guys have more of a story than I do, but yes. Are you ready? I felt the wind move. Are you still invisible?
Can I read your book?
No.
Okay.
That was the first question.
No fun.
We will. How about this? We do 3 questions
Oh,
from y'all, 3 questions from me. We can do a
starting
little
now.
bit-
Starting now, because we didn't know that before.
There are 2 questions left for y'all this
Fuck.
turn.
Fuck.
I have a question.
Yeah, by all means.
Why is that dragon after you?
Good one.
Well, I certainly hope it's not after just me. I mean, I was camping in the middle of the wilderness, of course, and then you all seem to have brought its attention in my general direction. So I think maybe there was a bit of a circumstantial, dragon attention. I think it saw some food flying to the sky. I don't really know why it would be after me. I don't have any dealings with it.
I have another question if nobody else wants it.
No, go ahead.
Why were you camping in the middle of nowhere?
Dang.
Like I was telling one of your companions, I am headed towards Tourmaline. Well, technically, I was going to Lonelywood. I have a bit of business to see to in Lonelywood that has caught my attention, and I was en route, and I wanted to rest for the night. I've been traveling. Yes. Bang, as they say. Now, my turn. 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
There's a group of strangers here. So, obviously, why were y'all falling from the sky?
Well, I suppose that has something to do with me. I just don't really know why. We were in trouble, like lots of trouble, and then all of a sudden, I heard voices in my head. I think it was, someone I know, somehow, and then all of a sudden we were falling from the sky, basically. Like, I don't really get it, but someone helping me help all of us.
Okay. Let's unpack that a little bit then. Does these voices happen to you often? Does this voice speak to you quite often, or is this just a first-time occurrence?
And my other voice will come out. Oh, he's got lots of voices.
Oh.
Oh, you're one of those types.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Have you
but-
been? Oh, third question: have you been medically diagnosed, treated
No.
for your disability?
No.
Oh,
I don't
well,
know.
that was my 3 questions. I'm so sorry if that was rude.
I don't know that it's a medical thing. I think I believe there's a relation between the voice that just came out and the voice that I heard, but I don't think it's the same voice. I don't know. I don't really know. But I don't know a doctor could do anything to help me.
Interesting. Well, that was my 3 questions. Feel free to ask 3 more. Yes.
My turn. What are you doing in Lonelywood? Like, what's your job?
Do you want me to answer both of those questions or just one of them?
Oh, well, it's like the same question, just in different forms.
I see. I was heading to Lonelywood because I seemed to have uncovered something that seemed fruitful and knowledge sake. Yes. I am going to find this location that I have uncovered.
So are you like
Did you...
a wizard or a what are you? You're pretty powerful back there.
I am High Mage Avarice. I am a wizard, an illustrious member of the Arcane Brotherhood. Who the? Yes, you said that, Invisible Man. But I am a high wizard. I am a high wizard. A high wizard.
Wizard.
I'm a high mage of the Arcane Brotherhood. I am a wizard. Yes. Specifying in the evocation field.
That's pretty cool what you did.
Yes, thank you. It was for not just you, but also for my survivability. So we had to do what we had to do.
Kitris curtsies again.
She like looks at you and she like kind of like squints her face a little bit and she's like does like this really awkward smile.
He just says, "You're welcome."
Indeed. I keep feeling the wind move. Are you raising your hand?
Yeah. Did you know my dad?
I can't say that I do know who that is. I can't say that I have.
Hang on. I'll drop my my visibility, and I'm like, he looks like this side, and it's like it's the old version.
She pulls back. She's like, I can't say that I have met that one. Was he? I can't say that I've met that one.
I think he used to be part of your organization.
That was 3 questions. I'm afraid.
Sorry, guys.
My turn.
Sorry, I didn't know.
My turn. She looks to Antiochus. Do you know what you are because you are not natural. That is not natural.
So, okay, so he was like telling me a bedtime story. He hadn't done that in a while, and then like I fell asleep or something, and then I woke up and I was like this, and we were like stitched together. He doesn't. So out of this eye, so the old eye, like the old side and his eye, it's like fogged over.
Mhm.
I can see like visions constant. Like right now, I'm watching a baker in Neverwinter.
She leans in close. You are a product of some very fine magic.
Yeah, he was really good. He's old too. He's really old. You see how old he is?
Do you think if he was better that maybe he would have been entirely young and not half and half like this? She like motions towards your body.
I think maybe this was like intentional. Maybe he liked me and didn't want to like take all of my body.
Maybe. You see that she's like holding back like something she wants to say, but she holds her tongue. Do you raise your hand, Heisei? She like looks over in your direction.
No.
Okay.
This is for DM. How many questions has she asked?
2.
2? What? And that was.
They were both towards
Yes.
Antiochus, asking what he was, and then if his father was good. If he was good, would he have done that?
Okay.
She has one more.
I gotta talk to you about my dad.
She's gonna continue to go on Antiochus. You asked to see my spell book earlier. Are you?
Yeah.
Obviously a wizard as well.
Yeah. I'll pull out my spell book and I'll open it, and it's like has children's illustrations in it, like, and it's like each spell has like a different children's illustration.
She looks at it and she's like, "That is cute."
No, it's really cool.
Yes, it very much is.
Is yours through that?
No,
Can I see yours,
no.
please?
Please.
Maybe
Okay.
if I die, you can have it.
I look at Kitris. I look and then I say, okay, sounds good.
Regardless, she looks back around the party, or back around the group, and she says, "You guys have one more question for this round. As your friend here has asked 2 questions about my book.
Oh fuck.
I mean,
Sometimes self-awareness is the greatest compliment to one.
that's all right. It's,
One's own mind.
This could go on forever. I actually have a question. Do you know
Yes.
who Levist is? You know who that is?
Levistus?
Yeah,
I've heard the name before. Yes.
that's it.
Yes, I have heard of. Yes, I have heard of that name.
No information.
Do you? Maybe next round you can ask me more questions about Levistus.
Oh, that's all I get. Just, I was hoping for more than just a yes. But it's all right. Yeah, you're right. More rounds.
You're gonna roll an insight check on you. She clearly misses the the body language from you, and she takes it literal and she moves on. She failed that roll pretty bad. She looks back to the group. So, let me get this straight. Kitris, your magic, or whatever you did, the voices in your head, helped you fall from the sky. This is not a question. Helped you fall from the sky. Does this have any? This is the question. Does this have any correlation with? She points towards Lancelot and Enoch. Does this have any connection with the 2 of you no longer working with your other counterparts? I will take the silence as a yes, then.
I was trying to find where in my
Right.
throat the old man is. I can't remember.
She
Yes.
continues off of the kind of the late response. She continues. So does that mean you guys are no longer employed by him, correct?
That's my understanding.
Correct.
Okay. Are you looking for work? I very much would like to hire, especially you two. I've heard much reputation about you two.
Well,
The others I'm still judging,
Okay.
sadly. But your reputation is heard throughout the rumor mill in Icewind Dale. And if you are looking for work, I would be happy to pay.
well,
Should I put up the spelling bee?
You heard about the spelling bee.
If what you want is virtuous, then yes, my might is yours. I seek justice for what our previous employer made us do.
You see her eyes kind of dart towards you, and she like makes a mental note of that.
where Lancelot goes, I go.
Good to know. Your turn for more questions, it seems. Oh.
I just want to tell you that if it helps and you need someone to hire, I'm really good at navigating. I used to be on a ship and everything.
That was more or less a question, I think.
No,
But if you're look,
it was a statement.
yes, that's
Yeah,
what I say. It was
yeah,
that's what exactly
got-
what I just said. Yes,
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
statement.
yes. I am happy to know you are looking for work as well, and if you want to work, I will hire you as well. She looks over to Kitris as you've been trying to get a word in.
No, I was just gonna say, wait, you were asking all of us if we want to be hired.
She looks to you, she says, well, technically I just asked those two, just because I've heard of their reputation. I'm still kind of doing the application process for the rest of you.
Oh,
Your friend here just offered, so I will be hiring her as well.
right.
Don't take this as any kind of like negative demeanor on your part. This is just how I process people. I have a screening process I do.
Sure. I mean, I'm available. I feel like at this point we're all kind of together. Maybe, I don't know.
Indeed, I will. If you are looking for work, I would gladly hire you. I am curious about this magic of yours. It must be some powerful magic if you are able to teleport 5 others with you.
I don't know much about it, actually. Voices. I'm strong. I'm pretty strong, and then sometimes just random things happen. Yeah.
All right, you're hired.
Yes. He curtsies again.
He's very helpful. And then I'm gonna point at Hayase. I'm like, he's real sneaky. He just disappears sometimes, and we don't even notice.
I say, what are you doing? As she like gives you this compliment.
I'm kind of just like,
Yeah, so she look.
Hayase, don't be shy.
Yeah, so she Ivor's looks over to you with a quizzical look in her eye. You still have 2 questions to ask this turn.
Oh. What do you know about Levistus?
Thank you.
Ah. She looks at you, kind of narrows her eyes, and you see for you with your passive insight, she thinks about it. She remembers she wasn't quick to pick up on the unpleasantry or the letdown of just the simple answer, so she has to think it over if she wants to be simple or if she wants to go into explanation. So she looks at you. Levistus. I think a better way for me to answer that is to rephrase the question back towards you. This doesn't count against you. This is the same question. This isn't like a back and forth. what do you know about Levistus so I can grade what knowledge I need to impart?
I point to Kitris.
You're invisible.
No, I dropped mine.
Oh, you dropped it?
Yeah.
You point over to him, and she's like, "Yes."
I know nothing. It's just a name that the voices. I just heard the name and that was it. There's something about the Vistas.
Okay, well,
A lot to cover.
there is a bit of information that I could give you, but I will give you what you need to know at the moment, because most of it isn't the greatest of information to know. Levistus is a archdevil. He's quite powerful. He is the Lord of Stygia, which is a place. It's hard to explain what Stygia really is, but he goes by many titles. Prince Levistus, Prince of Betrayal, the Frozen Prince, the Rogue Archdevil, Lord of the Fifth, Lord of the Stygia. He has titles. Many evil people have many titles. But he is an archdevil, and I think that is kind of self-explanatory as to what he is. Some probably see him in better light. Some probably see him in darker light. Darker light, yes. I like the way that sounds. But yeah, that's Levistus.
So, I do know that I'm a tiefling, and I know that you're a tiefling, right?
Indeed.
Isn't there? I thought I heard something about like tieflings and their ancestry, like goes back to like archdevils and stuff like that. Could Levistus be my ancestry?
She looks at you with a smile. She takes it. She does notice it this time. She's like, there were multiple questions wrapped in that, but I will answer them as a part of you working for me now. Yes, there is quite the possibility that you have some familiar family ties to Levistus from some past contract or obligation, maybe from your mother, your father, who knows, it could go farther back, maybe even something different happened. Archdevils have many ways of tampering or of polluting the gene pool that exists out there, and have no fear, be not surprised, for I too have, if you do say what you have is true, I too am a daughter of Levistus, if you would like to know that. I too have family ties to this entity. Don't know him too close, but nonetheless, I am part of his lineage.
So we're like related. Do I get a family discount on the like more money when we do stuff?
So maybe we are related, but if that was the case, then I would get a discount on paying you since it's all in the family. So you would get paid less, technically.
Oh. Yeah, I don't want that.
Nice try.
Yes. We can just remain to be unfamiliar, family-like towards one another. But there is probably along the lineage, railways along the family path. Maybe at one point our branches did touch, and we were from the same seed, from the same side. But realistically, probably not, because I obviously do not look like you. And yes.
Yeah, it's kind of rude, but alright. Man.
Sometimes the truth is hard to hear. Take it with no negative way. Take it in no negative way. You are quite strong for what your size allows. You are quite built, and your wings, which I see, are quite crazy. I don't have wings. So if you want to look at it like that, you are technically better than me. With wings.
I like that. I'll take
All right. Kind of rude. She looks over to Heisei.
This isn't a question, but I just want to know you used one of your questions on him. Because you asked if that means
You did notice that, did
get-
you?
I did. Sorry.
Are you always this perceptive? And do you always just talk when unspoken to?
that. Ooh.
Those are my last 2 questions for this round.
Yes.
To both.
Good to know. Nonetheless, we go back to y'all's turn. It seems 2 of you have yet to be employed. 1 seems to hold least favor in my eyes, but nonetheless. What else would you like to know?
What does this job entail?
Well, that is a great question. I'm surprised no one's asked it yet. This job, obviously, I will hire you as muscle, bodyguards, companions for the latter part of the word, companions. But, for the most part, bodyguards, hired help, muscle, minions. There are many titles for what, paid work can be called. I try not to say minions because people have a bad connotation with that word. But realistically, escort to Lonelywood, assist with anything in Lonelywood that I would need help with. But of course, the elephant in the room, or the dragon in the room, is to first get out of this situation alive,
Right.
deal with that, and then we can see where our path heads to. I do want to go to Lonelywood. I will throw in more information since I have been a little unforthcoming with it. There is a elven tomb that I have discovered the location of through different texts that I have found throughout my times here, and I feel that this elven tomb has something to do with these quote-unquote elk white moose attacks that have been happening around that town. I don't know if you've heard the rumor mill, but supposedly some white mooses going around killing hunters.
Oh.
I believe that animal is either some nefarious druid, and she says that looks towards Caldra, or
Wow.
some weird magic has overcome this beast, and that magic is what I am after. I am very much attracted to magic and magical artifacts, and I have high hopes that I will find just what I'm looking for there. And if my hypotheses are correct, then it would be pretty cool. Of course, as I go into a little bit more of that, upon this paid partnership, I am entitled to examine any and all magical items that we come across, and I have final say on ownership of said items.
Ooh.
Now, don't take that to the negative connotation. I do not want every magical item I come across, but I would like to have the opportunity to observe and identify these to make sure they are safe to wield, and then I can just, if I don't want it or don't need it, I could just throw it in a pile and you guys can have first dibs or whatever, or I don't know, sell it for gold.
If you have a question, Kitris, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I feel like that makes sense.
Yes.
Challenge, I'll have one. What is your relationship to the town speakers of Icewind Dale?
Everyone in Icewind Dale has their uses, and town speakers are quite the hub for information. I see them as means to gather more information, and obviously it's always in one's best interest to become friends with the most popular coin purse in town, if I'm being honest. I don't consider any personally too close to being a friend, more so a source of information and knowledge. But I have yet to find someone that I truly trust within the town speakers. Trust isn't a commodity that I come across often, and by far this is the most trustworthy I've been to a group in a minute. There have been others that I have talked to, but like I said, they are good uses of information.
Thank you for your honesty. Are you a doppelganger?
No, I am definitely not a doppelganger. I don't know how else I could prove that to you. Unless you had like a spell that, like, I'm pretty sure the texts say that if you have the spell, I think it's called Moonbeam, that it could reveal a doppelganger. I'm sure I've seen that in the ancient text somewhere, but unless one of you have that spell, I have no other way to prove that to you.
Sir Lancelot is just squinting and using his old man wisdom to insight check.
Yeah, go for it. Roll an insight check.
Old man wisdom.
11.
She seems very forthcoming and truthful with her body language. She doesn't seem like she's lying about this verbiage.
Completely trustworthy, guys.
He's satisfied. He's nodding. And he leans back a little.
She looks at the 3 questions that have just been asked, and she comes back and she talks to Sir Lancelot. You ask if I'm a doppelganger. Is there people you believe to be doppelgangers in Icewind Dale?
Your recent experiences have made me wary of doppelgangers. Yes.
Sorry, was that not enough?
And using what intelligence I have at my disposal, you asked about town speakers. Are there town speakers within Icewind Dale that are doppelgangers? That seems like a natural segue between the 2 questions.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna quickly thumb through the Google Doc in his brain. I know we know this.
Nerith is one.
Yeah,
That's
but there's others. Yeah, there's also Vern.
Yeah, but I don't think we know the other ones as these characters.
I want to say
we
he
know-
said the.
we
I
know
want to say he
Vernon
said the name. Yeah, I want to say he said the name of Vernon. Bragg.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Because I know on the other people we saw a picture like
Well, yeah, I
you
think
know,
Town Speaker
that-
Nerth went on a rant. He was like revealing his master plan.
he
and
was
said
monologuing.
something.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
monologuing.
He's monologued, yeah.
We just saw their frat picture. You
Yeah,
know?
that's exactly what you guys saw. Yeah.
I have in the notes for these characters, I have Nerth, the Goodmead one, Bragg, and Gertrude Ginger.
Oh yeah, so y'all
Okay,
guys are all
so-
3 of the ones.
Yeah.
That's good. I couldn't remember if it was all 3 or if it was just 2 of them. But yeah, so yeah, you remember all that with your old man brain, Sir Lancelot.
Mm-hmm.
Job Lancelot.
Um.
No Alzheimer's for her.
Mhm.
Him.
Well, you said that you are going to Lonelywood soon, yes? I have on good faith that Gertrude Ginger might be a doppelganger.
Oh.
She says, "That's good to know. Maybe that is something we can expose or use as leverage against whatever doppelgangers have done your group wrong." I still have one more question though, and I would like to segue it over to you, ma'am. She looks over to Caldra. You said something about a ship, Dark Duchess, or would you said something about a ship?
Yes, I used to navigate on a ship.
Well, good to know. Hold that. We'll talk about that in my next turn. We can talk more about that.
I could be vague too.
Yes, little old one.
Are you
Antiochus.
allied with doppelgangers?
No, I am not allied with doppelgangers unless, at the moment, one of you is a doppelganger. Then I would
We're
be
al-
allied with.
Oh. I didn't finish my sentence. I'm done.
No.
I hope this doesn't count against us, because this is just more curiosity about the situation that we're in. I don't know that many of us are currently fit to try to get out of here. I think a lot of us are tapped. So would we be able to spend the night here before we try to leave, or?
She says, she's like, I'm tired of playing this question answer game. We can just talk freely.
Okay,
This is
okay,
stupid.
all right.
Yes. At first it was necessary, but now it's whatever. But yes, I mean, it's probably, if you guys are all tapped, I mean, I've spent a couple of spells. It's probably best to rest up. I don't know why that we are still, you know, technically alive, because dragons can burrow, and if it really wanted to get us, it would have come in here and killed us already.
Wow.
Yeah, so rest easy knowing that it needs something from us, or it might want something from us, or we might just be an easy meal and it's just lazy. So those are all 3 possibilities that we can look forward to in the morning.
Do you know what that dragon is? Who that dragon is?
I've heard of tale of name, of long legend in Icewind Dale. There's a dragon named Arvitrice. Arvitrice. It's hard to pronounce, even by my.
That sounds like avarice.
That kind of sounds like your name.
It sounds quite like my name, but it is not my name, sadly. If I was a dragon, you would know it, because I would have killed you all already. Let's be real.
But
Unless
if
you
you
have,
like us-
unless there's something we have that you want, right? Just like
Or
you
you
just
like-
said about that dragon.
Bingo.
Likes us.
Wait, I'm confused now. Is she a dragon?
I don't know.
Yes,
Maybe.
I am a huge dragon. Fear me, child. No.
Very cute dragon.
Ooh.
Besides the point, you said you were on a ship and you were good at traveling. Let's come back to that. What was the name of the ship again?
Oh, the Kraken's Kiss.
Kraken's
Cute.
Kiss.
Such a cute name for a boat. Oh my god.
Thank you.
She looks to you. The Kraken's Kiss. What happened to the ship? Obviously you were here, or not sailing anymore. What happened? You said you were a fine navigator. What happened there? What's there to unpack?
Oh, the ship crashed into Icewind Dale. Unfortunately, a lot of my crew passed, and I've kind of been stuck in Icewind Dale. I think it was only me and one other person that made it, but he kind of just left me.
Good. So why are you raising your hand, Antiochus? What?
You're the navigator, right?
She is the navigator. That's what
How'd
she's...
you crash into the? I thought you were supposed to keep you from crashing into that.
No, it was.
That is a fair point.
Are you bad at your job?
Fair point.
I am not bad at my job. I was not steering the ship. Thank you. Something happened. I'm not sure what exactly it ran into or ran into us. I was not at the moment working. But yes, me and one other person made it out. Not sure if you ever heard of him. His name is Cephik.
No.
Would we have heard of him?
We have.
These characters have?
I don't know, technically. I think it would ring a bell to those that are from Icewind Dale. Those that have shopped from Torgus Caravan would have noticed a man named Cephik Caltro. Y'all would have heard of his name. So they would have that relation to him. If there's any other relation you think you would have had with him previously, please let me know so I can tell you whether you do or
What
don't.
kind of relations?
Whatever you want it to be.
So why were you carrying Cephik Caltro?
What?
He was on the boat.
He was the only other one to survive, and he just kind of left me. So I'm not really sure where he is or what he's doing.
He didn't like you.
I think he thought I was dead.
Why?
Okay, we crashed. Maybe he thought I was dead. I don't know. I can't read his mind.
What's under your veil?
My face.
Why do you have it covered all the time? Is that like a religious thing?
That's 3 questions.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
However, steps in. I think it's time to unpress her about her lifestyle, or whatever happened to her in her past. Listen, Antiochus, I think you ask questions that don't need to be asked all the time, but I think that's a skill that is quite hard to come by. So I want to hire you to be the one to pester when it comes time to pester.
Kitros will just
Oh,
be like,
like a
I can take an interest in people.
Kitros will just be like, now,
Yes,
don't
I made it.
don't quote me on this because I don't know for sure, but he seems like the type to hump legs, so just watch out for that.
I will make sure my gargoyles see fit that he has no room for humping.
Right.
What's that mean?
He's a Mississippi leg ham.
Just you
You'll
sound.
find out
you're-
when you fall asleep.
I'm just.
What are you gonna do to me?
Have you ever had a rock cover you as a blanket?
No.
Well, you will have one done tonight. It will
Is that-
happen tonight.
Are you gonna like warm it up? Warm up
Gargle.
your
She looks to the gargle. Gargle, get by the fire. Yes, I'm warming it up right now.
Aw, that's sweet. Okay.
I was just comparing you to a puppy, by the way.
I chose to ignore that.
Yeah, no, I know.
She looks around the room. I seem to have hired everyone but you, Mr. Heisei. You seem fiery, from what I've gotten a glimpse of. And if your companions think you are stealthy as they say, obviously you must be since you kind of just emerged from the shadows earlier. I think you have a role to play here too, and I think you would be quite useful in retrieving magical artifacts, stuff of that nature.
Well, to see if I can trust you properly, I'm gonna pull out the dagger and I'm gonna look at her and go, I want to know what this is. I know what it is, but I want you to tell me what it is, and I'm gonna try and deception check her.
Alright, she's great. Did I check you?
Come on.
So I already know what that is.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
everyone
I love that.
else
It's like-
doesn't know.
Truly real life deception. I know what it is.
That's 20.
See if you
That's a 24.
explain it to me.
You seem to have conveyed that you don't know what it is to her. She looks at it. She says, that is not something to be handled quite willy-nilly. Some people are bred and born to be able to wield things like that. That is made from what looks to be charlatan. It is obviously a charlatan dagger. I mean, I can identify it if need be, but I have most unpleasant encounters with charlatan in my time here, and it's something that I try not to keep on, as it seems to play with one's mind. Now, I'm sure there are ways to purify such items, but that magic is something I don't practice, nor would I associate myself with.
Did we interact with the statue in the town hall when we were getting the cauldron, the charlatan statue? These characters did? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
No negative effect happened though. Y'all kind of like ace y'all's rolls too. I'm pretty sure.
could we...
Yep.
I don't know
I
if...
definitely.
I don't know if I would
You could-
actually look for this, but would just seeing it make me think of the statue?
Yeah, with passive investigation, I think it would. I mean, the obsidian rock looks very much one-to-one with that statue. It was more so like a ship head, is what that was. What that statue was.
Okay.
But yeah, you would. Long story short, yes, you would recognize it as the same material.
Yeah, so I would just say out loud, kind of looks like that ship's head we saw in the town hall when we were getting the cauldron and same stuff. There's a big chunk of this in the town hall in what town was that?
East Haven.
East
East
Haven.
Haven.
Yeah.
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 Interesting. Well, hopefully that is removed, or it probably has some sort of prolonged effect on the town, or maybe it's treated. I don't know. Like I said, there is magic to treat that type of rock. There is, from what I have come to learn, from the times I've identified it, there is a strong presence of evil magic that permeates off of that. I don't know where it comes from, but it is not of this plane, and it is not of good intentions. So it's probably in your best interest to dispose of that dagger, or fall short to its influences and attack either one of us or yourself in the middle of the night, middle of the day, or whenever you choose to wield it.
Good to know. Real quick though, what are the? Would you know maybe whose initials they'd be? Then I'll point out the XS.
She looks at it. That could quite literally be anyone on this planet. I mean, I could identify it, like I said, and maybe I could learn.
I could
But-
do that.
If he could do it, maybe you could do it then, Antiochus, yes.
Just don't touch it.
Okay. I'll start ritually casting identify. 10 minutes.
Yes, while he focuses on that, I continue my offer towards you, I say, if you would like to be hired among your other companions. There is need for your stealth and skill. Obviously, you are adept at finding magical items, as this dagger so proves.
What does the pay entail? I don't think anybody's asked.
She looks around. I think 25 gold a day would probably be
Oh.
be the best rate that you're going to get at the moment. We find magical items that obviously can increase or decrease depending on what is found. Depends on how good of a
Contract for our bonuses.
depends on how good you are at your job, and obviously it goes without saying that I am not liable for anyone's death. It comes with the job, and I will do my utmost to protect you when protecting needs to happen. But you all seem capable, so I don't imagine protection will have to be done often. But
Is that 25 each, or?
yes,
It's not bad. More than I'm getting
pretty
now,
solid.
so.
yes, it's far more money than this region sees on the daily, and it could prove useful in strengthening our trust within one another. I tend to find that gold brings with it trust, unless there is a much better offer. But I don't think you're going to find a better offer anytime soon.
I mean, I'm in still. I'm not backing out, so.
Sounds
Agreed.
good.
I do have to let you guys. I'm obligated to let you guys know that I am working with another group. They were my first
First love.
outreach
Yeah,
within
that-
town. They have a interesting individual with them that attracted my eye.
Ooh.
There's more potential within that individual that they don't know, and I will intend to groom it and use it to the most of my
Huh?
abilities when we get there.
I don't like the word groom.
Yeah, that-
Groom in the aspect, I mean utilize when I say groom, not groom. Utilize is a better word. Sorry, my lexicon is much different than this region's. Back where I'm from, groom doesn't mean what it means here.
Why is he so interesting?
Well, he is of a particularly long dead race. Well, not dead entirely, but he has the means to help me find what I'm really looking for in this frigid land, which
Is it
I
love?
guess now I have to. It's not love, I can tell you that.
All right.
I am not. It's more of a tool to be used.
I mean, you said something about grooming, so I thought maybe it was.
Yeah. You said you were like, oh, he's super interesting. I was like, oh.
I'll have to watch what I say around you, types, as you seem to twist my words around the intentions I have delivered.
Is it really our fault if you don't say the right things? Is that our fault?
Since I am paying you all, yes,
Oh,
it is.
okay.
Not my fault. It is obviously your fault.
Okay, fair enough.
But nonetheless, as I was saying, my true intentions with these lands is I am searching for a lost city. Do any of you know what Nethril is, or what the Netherese Empire was?
I don't know, DM, do we?
Yep, that's a great question.
Antiochus could use an opportunity to try to reflect on the past with a history check.
Yeah.
Other than that, no one else would really know.
Dirty 20.
A little bit of wisdom comes through from your father. You know, the Netherese Empire was a great, vast magocracy, which is obviously a democracy run by mages. It was a empire. It was a jewel of magical innovations and technology that this world has not seen since they went extinct, basically. Netherese Empire, from your knowledge, most of the mages there attempted to ascend to either godhood or go beyond the means of their actual corporeal form, which led most of the civilizations that existed to deteriorate and have mishaps. You recall, from your knowledge, that the Arcane Brotherhood was looking for one. There had been rumored to be one in Icewind Dale. There had been rumored to be one in a little town further south of Faerun called Phandalin. There had been another one to be rumored to have happened in a far away, lost, named ancient civilization that doesn't even have a name or location anymore, but it's supposedly far east of one of the great deserts of Faerun. So you kind of pick up on that. Yeah, you do that. Yeah, she looks over and she says, "Wow, that is quite useful to have someone else not have to speak for me, or speak. I have to speak as."
I'm quite excited, actually.
Yes.
I mean,
But yes, I am looking for this lost city. We believe it has been trapped beneath the ice, and obviously, getting to it would be easier done if Oral wasn't so much of a cold bitch. If she wasn't around, basically.
right, less ice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or at least something for us to melt the ice. I have heard tell of some artifacts that could be of use. One of my avenues of interest showed to be a inventor was inventing a portable sun, but I have not checked up on him in a while or heard back from him, and I do intend to ask around once we get into a town about that. Because that could prove useful in melting ice or helping us not get cold, because if you haven't been stuck in a blizzard yet, it sucks ass. And I don't plan on being stuck in a blizzard anymore. But I ramble. I go on. I digress.
Did we all agree? Did I say agree?
You did say you agreed.
All right.
I was just kind of taking the assumption that everyone else agreed non-verbally since I already hired them. Obviously, my interest, spread further than Lonelywood, so if you all feel the need to continue to be a part of my hired staff, there may be vast riches in your future if we can find this empire, this Netherese Empire. You could make a name for yourselves. You could have titles.
Ooh.
You could be something more than you truly are now. Or you could just throw it away and not chase this goal or this journey or this destiny that has brought us together.
I'm actually super excited about the concept of a hidden city. That sounds fun. I like that.
Yes. Like I said, I did hire another group, so I do have another source of information. I do check in with them I check in with them accordingly to when they need me to check in with them, or if I feel like it's been ample time. Time seems to slow in Icewind Dale. I don't know if it's just the ice or what it is, but time does not move forward fast. About this time, Antiochus, you finish your identifying, because you kind of got distracted with the history blurb, so you kind of have to go back and focus up. Then lock back in. Yep.
ADHD. Fuck.
You identify this as a Charlatan dagger. This is a dagger that was... Let me look at identify real quick. Let me just double check the verbiage on it. Go to Googles. I know all the Googles.
The Googles.
I know all the Twitters. Uh, you don't learn the name, like you don't know what the engraving on it is. You do know that it is cursed. It is cursed to the wielder, so when the wielder uses the object, it forces them to make a wisdom save every time. If they fail the wisdom save, they are prone to attack companions or themselves. It is a +1 dagger for all purpose of the word. Other than that, there's not much else to this item besides the curse and the +1 magical effect to it. It is finely made, though. You value it as maybe a price point that I will give to you after the session.
You know it, but you just can't say it right
Yeah,
now.
it's just numbers are lost to you at the moment.
Dang it. I'll hand it back to Hudson. Well, I don't touch it, actually. It's just on the ground.
I'll
I'll
pick
tell
it
him
back
all
up.
that.
I'll pick it back up and put it.
Make another wisdom save from me.
Guidance. No kidding.
That's a 19.
You're fine.
Wise boy.
No, I have a +2 to wisdom.
Oh,
I'm getting
Lucky.
with my roll.
You go ahead and wield it. When you do, Avarice flinches a little bit, seeing the reluctance to follow her advice as you pick it up. She flinches at that thought. She makes it. The little bubble pops up, says Avarice will remember that. Pops up.
Oh gosh.
So
They're playing
Anti-
all
coming
Skate
from?
Lacey.
oh yeah.
And-
Avarice disapproves.
Antigus
Oh,
said
gosh.
all of that out loud.
Yeah.
So
I don't
Kit-
think he'd keep it a secret.
Yeah, Kitchus would be like, I mean, should we keep that in our possessions? If it has the potential to turn you evil and try to kill us.
I'll add a little bit more to the pile. Since Antiochus identified it, it can be the negative magical influence can be cured away from it. You can use a remove curse spell. I think greater restoration would work. A remove curse spell would get rid of the curse on it, so it could be just a magical dagger
Oh,
once it's been removed. So
That's-
that is something that would have been disclosed as well by Antiochus, I assume.
So if he said that, I'll just turn towards Avarice and say, "Can you do that? Remove the
She
curse."
said she couldn't.
Oh,
She opens her book and looks through her book. No, I don't aim to use holy magic for my spells, so I cannot do that, sadly.
I can try to learn it, and maybe I can do it, but that's gonna be a while till I can do that. That's me saying I'm not high enough level for remove curse.
That's all right. I don't need to wield it yet.
She says,
Just
I
hold
can
on.
do this. She says, I can do this. And she waves her finger, and you hear a prestidigitation fart noise pop up. Aha! Magic.
Nice.
The kids love this.
Antiochus, this is a spell for you.
That is called prestidigitation. It is very useful for many, many things. Yes. She says,
Ooh.
by the way, what, yes,
Can we
Antiochus.
include in my compensation that I get to learn a spell from your spell book?
Maybe in the future that can be a potential possibility, but at the moment, no.
that's a good question.
But you can look forward to it if it does happen. I will say if I get something of varying wealth or a magical artifact, I will allow you to copy a spell from my spell book.
Ooh.
But you will need to front the cost to copy it into your own book. For I am not going to give powerful magic to someone that I don't really think needs to have magic that's powerful yet. You seem to need a little bit more aging.
Half of me is already so old, though.
Well, most of the stuff that I can do is quite intense and not. I do not advise giving it to the untitled.
Fine, I'll just prove myself. Oh god.
I mean, I could do something crazy for you if you really want, right now. She opens her book and flips through it, and she's like, "Yes." She holds her hand out, and it starts to glow. Here, touch my hand and see what happens.
I'll touch your hand.
Can you make a can you make a charisma save for me, or do you willingly just willingly accept whatever happens?
I'll just let it happen. Why not?
You feel your body kind of pull itself in as you go to a different plane of existence, and you are just free floating in a plane of just ice, and just it's so cold here, and you're just floating in this, and you see a bunch of like scary like ice entities that are like flying and swirling around. They all look over and they start flying in your direction.
Where
And
are you?
you all see Aver. She's like, 1, 2. That's probably long enough. She snaps her fingers and you materialize back into existence. Wow.
Don't
How
do
did that feel?
I didn't like that. That wasn't nice. I didn't
Yes.
like that.
As I said, powerful magic has to be respected before it can be learned. And you, my friend, were just banished.
I just trusted you. You did that to me.
I brought you back. Did I not?
True.
It was just a lesson. It may have been a harsh lesson, but it was a lesson you will never forget, I assume.
I stopped taunting you, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay.
But like I
I'm
said,
gonna go to sleep now.
yes. She looks the rest. Maybe that was a little too much. I'm not good with social interactions that often. I have my streaks, but some say I don't work well with others, but I think they're full of shit. I think they just try to sully my name and reputation. But you haven't been approached by any other wizards in Icewind Dale that claim to be from the Arcane Brotherhood besides Antiochus.
No.
Good.
Not an Icewind Dale, no.
Good. Just know, if you are approached by anyone claiming to be from the Arcane Brotherhood, they will try to spin my name, spin my title, my earnings, and my reputation into a negative light. There are many rivals and many other mages looking for the city, and there is competition, because at the end of the day, the glory goes to the one that finds the city and ascertains the magical items within the city. My methods may not be the nicest, as Antiochus could probably tell you, but they do work. And with me, we can achieve great things. With others, you may be led down a false narrative and not to be told the truth, or you may be playing into the hands of a more nefarious plot. So, do take what I say into consideration if they do approach. I have heard that one of them has been killed, so at that notice, that is kind of a good thing. I think his name was Dazan. But there was another one that was thrown in prison at Revel's End. He was useful at one point, but I guess his path led him to an unlucky outcome. But if we ever need him in the future, I hope you all would be up for a bit of a prison break.
Ooh.
That's if we are desperate, though. That is quite illegal, as some would say. But yes. And the other one is a individual that is not who she says she is. A necromancer who has higher aspirations than she leads to believe, leads on. She likes to play with forbidden magic, and she has taken quite the toll. Rumor has it that she used to be a mother at one point, but she sacrificed more than she was. She sacrificed more than she would like others to believe, but nonetheless, she kind of like smiles at the thought of this. You see, there's like a smile of like hatred. Like she's happy to say this because she seems to hate this person. But there is a wickedness about how she says this about this individual. But she stops smiling. She looks about. But anyways, besides the point on that, I am excited to adventure with you all to Lonelywood and further on to this city. Hopefully, I do hope we can work together without any headbutting or butting of heads. Just know when I say things that sound mean, I truly mean them the way I mean them to sound. So yes, I am a bitch. I will tell you that right now. But
I know.
indeed. I just want to get that off of my chest because I am not what some would say is friendly, and I tend to make others react negatively to the way I speak to them and the way I act towards them. I've been known to let my emotions get the best of me at times, but I promise not to do that with you unless the moment calls for it. Which I think is fair.
All right. I'm tired.
Indeed. I am tired as well.
Nice to meet you,
yes. Indeed.
That's what I'm thinking.
Quite nice to meet all of you. She says I would shake each of y'all's hands if y'all would like that. She puts a glove back on. She reaches her hand out to a bright partnership in a glorious future. She shakes those who want to shake her hand.
Yeah, I'll shake her hand.
Yeah, Enoch will do it.
Yeah, as you shake her hand, you notice that she is unnaturally cold. Like you feel cold permeating off of her body as she shakes each of your hand. She's like, yes.
She lost her handshaking privileges whenever I took her hand and I got banished.
But she shakes all y'all's hands and she just says, well, Gargle and Gurgle can keep watch for the night. They don't really sleep. So
I thought they were supposed to cuddle me.
one of them will sit on top of you, yes.
Okay.
Gargle, get over there. Gargle. He like assumes a squat position to like sit on you, but he waits for you to get comfortable.
Okay.
Well, that's considerate.
Okay, I'm ready. Don't kill me.
So he like, you see this gargoyle just like squat down. He doesn't like sit on you. His chest or his butt cheeks, his warm butt hangs about maybe a half inch above you. So there's like breathing room, or like a quarter of an inch or 3/4 of an inch above you. So there's breathing room, but there's not enough room for you to wiggle out. And he's not directly putting pressure on your body.
Like I'm one of those cave explorer guys that gets trapped and dies.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it is quite nice. It's a warm blanket if you think about it. But you are pretty much locked in place because you see as he like squats there. He's just like, you hear some like rock shifting. He's like and just like goes motionless.
His eyes are gonna be burning.
He adjusts his heat. He positions himself to give you less heat than you need. But nonetheless, he's considerate. Nonetheless, she nods to all of y'all. She does not fall asleep as you guys would fall asleep. She seems to be apprehensive to fall asleep first, meeting new people.
I'd stay awake for a watch, just the first one.
Yeah.
Beware the Ides of March.
Yeah, she would stay awake until everyone falls asleep. She doesn't feel comfortable falling asleep yet, but she would stay up with you and take first watch if you were doing that. Does anyone else want to do any role play or take a part in a watch, or y'all just want to rest?
I want
To be free.
I'm gonna go up to Haisei and be like, I'm just gonna give him a little tap and cure wounds him a little bit.
Oh, thanks.
Nice. It's quite nice of you.
Thanks. I know, I'm a nice person. Okay. What is... You get 5 points back. I rolled a 1.
That's alright, that puts me at max again.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'll just say, good night, pal.
Good Good night. Sleep well.
I think Kitcher's. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just gonna go around and say goodnight to everyone.
Not John Boy.
I think Kitris would fall asleep just thinking, oh, she's like family. She's not gonna hurt me. So he'll just like, curl up and fall asleep.
Nice. Yeah. Anybody else want to do anything else before the watch starts?
Ichabod
Sterling still think
shoots.
that he's
Ichabod! What? Ichabod shoots.
Not
He shoots some fucking.
I hear the town speaker from Golden Meat's a pretty reasonable guy. No, the new one. He's a no. Enoch.
hasn't happened yet. That hasn't happened yet.
Oh,
We're like a
That's
day
it.
behind, I think.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 days behind.
Oh.
there's a lot that just happened. So Enoch would just sit quietly and ponder the day, and before he fell asleep, and try to make sense of some things.
Sure. Yeah. So those that fall asleep, you guys fall asleep as comfortably as you can within a cave full of a stranger that's just hired you and a dragon outside waiting to eat you. Those that are still awake during the first watch, Avarice, she looks over to you too, and she says in a very soft voice, not in a means to awake the other. She says, "Are y'all not tired? I try not to fall asleep first around new people, so I'm not very
Still awake.
trusting of others." Well, we can play rock, paper, scissors and see who goes to sleep first.
It's boulder, paper,
Boulder, parchment, shear.
Boulder, parchment, shears.
Wizard
Alright, I'm
spot.
down.
All right, ready? Boulders, parchment, shears. Shoot. Hold on,
Oh, it's done.
let's do boulders. We're just gonna do rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay.
Okay.
Rock, paper,
paper, scissors.
Hold up. Someone else do this. Someone else count it. Someone else
say
count it
it.
down.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Rock, paper.
Oh,
What is happening? Just rock, paper,
Okay,
scissors,
okay. Okay, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Pop up your tree. Yep. She says, "Well, be my guest and you can fall asleep first. I'll give you an extra 5 gold."
What?
All right.
That's all
Oh.
it took.
That's all it took. Bribing. Wait, is this every day or is this just right now?
For tonight. For tonight.
How about an extra gold every day? I'm gonna try and bargain with her.
How about no?
Come on, my nimble fingers will get you the most magic items, I swear.
If you want an extra gold a day, here's what you can do. You can take that dagger and you can get rid of it. And then we can talk about maybe a financial compensation for doing such an act that
What's so bad about this dagger?
its magic is invasive to one's own intentions, and it can cause you to hurt not only yourself but also my hired help as well, and you don't want to become the bad guy or that guy that attacks people when they sleep or
Yeah,
when they
that
have their
sucks.
back turned.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, does it have to be now, or can I sleep on it?
Well, here's the deal. You can either take the deal now and earn extra gold, or you can sleep on it and lose the opportunity to earn extra gold.
Ooh.
We live in an instance of now, not later.
I'm gonna flip a coin. Alright, if it lands on heads, I'll throw it.
All right.
Added.
I look behind the difficult terrain and throw it.
Yep. She watches you throw it, does it ting 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 ting. Ding, 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 and it falls down to whatever crevice or wherever it lands. She says, "Good. When you awake, or at the end of your first payment, you will have an extra gold, so you will get paid
Ooh.
26 gold. And when you wake in the morning, you will have 5 gold in your pocket."
Just don't take any gold from me. I'll notice.
I don't need money.
I don't know. We're in Icewind Dale, for Christ's sake.
I'm not from this place. I have connections.
A land down under.
Well, that makes two of us.
What I was thinking, Craig.
I come from a land down under.
Yeah.
She makes
That
a
makes two
Vegemite
of us, and I'll
sandwich.
take my rest.
Perfect. You do that. Who else is awake? Enoch, you're still awake?
Yeah, briefly.
Okay. She looks over towards you and she says, "You don't do much talking, do you?"
I try to only say something when it's worth saying.
I get that. Besides your reputation, what skills do you bring to the table, realistically? How do you look at the world? Do you look at the world as black and white or as multicolored?
Well, originally it was black and white, but I'm starting to see some shades of gray seep in as I spend more time away from the spine of the world.
If I asked you to do something heinous, would you recoil at the suggestion or the job, or would you act without thought?
Heinous?
Like, what if I... Heinous, not anus. Dear God,
No, I know. No, I said heinous. I was...
Yes. Like, for example, if there was a particular member here in this room, not saying names, but probably Antiochus, that I needed you to kill,
What?
would you hesitate, or would you perform
I have
that?
a backup character to backup character.
If it was this group, I would probably hesitate.
Nice.
Good to know. Now, if one of them asked you to murder me, would you still hesitate?
Yes.
I will remember that.
I
And
need
if
to see more of a person's character before I would do something like that. Or if they left me no choice.
all right, upon that point, let me segue to this. If you saw me do something heinous, as if I struck down one of them without any reason or with a reason I deemed worthy, would you still feel the need to protect them? Or would you attack me if I attacked them? How close to these people are you, truly?
Really?
Like, what turns you against someone? How do you morally judge someone?
If say one of them were to do something towards Sir Lancelot, I would absolutely attack them. I have to know.
Mhm.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I did not mean to interrupt you.
Oh, okay. And I typically will trust someone until they show me that they cannot be trusted. And then it's off immediately.
There will be
You only
things that I will do that will probably make you not trust me.
Hmm.
My ambitions go well beyond those of simple people and common folk and simple-minded emotions. I have a higher calling. I have a job to do. And I mean to get that job done, regardless of if people agree or disagree with my decision. I need you to be able to deal with that, if that comes to terms. As I don't need you to morally judge my character or morally judge my actions, but to be the muscle and protect me. Now, if you feel the need to attack me, I would advise against it, as it will not work out for you. You seem to be capable. You look capable, as does the tiefling, and the turtle. I just need to know where you stand morally, and I want you to know that I will not hesitate to see my dreams come true. I will not hesitate to attack any of you unless it makes no sense to, which I don't do things that don't make sense, so.
I'll definitely keep an eye out for that. As long as you don't harm anyone that's innocent.
I promise you I will not harm anyone that's innocent, or will I harm your friend, who you care so much about, Sir Lancelot. It seems he pulls sway over your actions for just the observant eye, and I would hate for him to befall any misfortune, as well as any of the other ones around this campfire. It's good to know more about people.
Yeah, seems reasonable enough for now.
Indeed. Indeed. Other than that, sleep well. I'm going to sleep now.
Okay.
And do, if you stay up longer than now, or 30 minutes or an hour, do make sure that that one, she points to Heise, do make sure that one doesn't try to retrieve the dagger. Him doing that will obviously void any arrangements he has made or participation within the foreseeable future of this group.
Well, to be fair, just based on what you explained about it, I don't think anyone here should be touching it.
You would be surprised at how often I suggest not to do something and people still do it. So I find it hard to see people, especially those with sticky fingers, not stay true to their word.
Gotcha.
But nonetheless, good night. She like turns around, like she like puts her back towards you as she falls asleep.
Okay. And then Enoch would probably not stay up much longer unless somebody was up and about around him.
For sure. Yeah, you all rest through the night. Nothing happens. You have a long rest. You all wake up feeling refreshed. Long rest, woohoo! Still level 3. Sorry, still level 3.
No.
But nonetheless, you all wake up in the morning. Breakfast is being prepared by Avarice. You see her. She has cooked some summer sausages and some axe-beak eggs that are being made toward your choice. The smell wafts out of the cave, and further into the cave. But it's a good smell to wake up to. You're kind of all still sore from the previous day's, illusionary enchantment and the fall from grace, literally. But you're all on the campfire, and Avarice, as you all wake, she says, "Oh, good morning, sleepy heads. I made breakfast. I hope it's to your liking. I'm not a cook, but it's food."
I mean, it smells wonderful. I'm hungry.
Have at it. I have a plethora of supplies for you to go through. I do have to go check in with the other group. I had to send them something, so I will be back. Give me about 5 minutes.
Oh, all right.
She walks off.
When she walks off, Sir Lancelot takes out his packets of spices and puts like so much salt. So much fucking salt on the acting eggs.
Nice. Are you trying to do this like just out of her eyesight or like out of the group's eyesight?
I mean, if mostly out of her eyesight. He just doesn't want to insult the cook, but he wants it saltier.
Yeah, you do it easily enough.
Enoch reaches over and says, "Lancelot, remember what the doctor said about your sodium."
Well, the doctor's not here right now.
Hey, you do you.
I think Sir Lancelot's not a slug. Or boy, would we be in trouble. Nonetheless, you do that. She doesn't see that. She goes off and appears to be taking a gargoyle with her and sending it off.
So I'll turn towards Antiochus and say, I mean, we can go explore that hole now. I think,
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, go.
A little bit.
Yeah. Come on. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean,
We're going down this way. I
death.
can't see, so hold my hand.
Right.
I'm gonna go guidance. I'm gonna tap Kitris on the nose and be like, guidance.
Thank you. I'll light a torch. So.
Okay. You
Yeah.
just want to hold my hand. Okay.
No, you're right. I mean, I don't mind that. It's just easier if you can actually see.
Yeah. That's true.
So
Yeah.
did you say it's a bit of a climb to get through there, or what was it?
So
It
you are
was-
going through the second, like not the place Heisei went down, not the place you guys went to. Or you're going like further
The
in the cave you're in right
continuation
now.
Said it
of
got
yeah.
smaller.
Yeah, it gets smaller. It comes to a point where like the walls are coming into like a very crushing angle. Obviously, if you're small, you can probably
Yeah.
squeeze down, suck in, and squeeze through it.
Me and him are both small, I think.
Yeah, I'm like 4 feet, I think, or something like that.
I'm 3 feet.
I
Yeah.
could be a snake if you need me to.
Sneaky snake.
I can.
Sneaky snake.
4'9". I'm still a medium size though, so.
Yeah, I think a small creature or a tiny creature would have more ease through this. I mean, Kitris, you could really try if you wanted to, but you're not going to get much
Yeah.
progress, man.
Okay, I'll call.
Antiochus, you're small, right?
Yeah.
Was that like immediately next to us, or did we go a distance to find that?
It's like maybe 20 feet.
Okay, so I'll
further in.
I'll call Caldra and say, is it Caldra or Caldra?
Cauldra.
Caldra, okay. I don't think I can fit through here. I don't know if you want to, be a weasel again or something.
Oh, I have something better.
All
I'll
right.
turn into a snake. Little snake.
You gotta do the one-liner.
Sneaky snake.
I'm a slippery little snake. I'm a little slippery little snake.
I'm a little snake. Okay. I'll be a snake, and I'm gonna be a Honduran milk snake.
Ooh,
Ooh.
It's very specific.
Do they
Much
have them?
yeah.
They have
Hondurans.
You
It's
didn't
got-
know
it's got
Honduras
udders?
was in Faerun?
Oh,
Tell-
no.
You tell me that snake has udders?
Okay. Anyway.
I got Craig's nipple. Can you milk me?
I'm gonna go slither. Yes.
Oh, can I fit through the hole too?
Yeah, you can make it through easily
Yeah.
enough. The snake, obviously, you are just like you're just wiggling through. And Antiochus, you're wiggling through as best as you can. It's starting to get a little tighter and tighter. You see that the cave does like pinch off, and it looks like only the snake will be able to continue forward. You're about 50 feet further away from Kitris at the moment.
Oh yeah. I'll go as far as I can, just
Yeah.
to see the snake off.
Yeah, you get to the crux where you're kind of like in the dark now. So you're like in the dark and kind of like stuck a little bit. You're like kind of freaking out a little bit. But nonetheless, the snake continues on for about another.
Caldra.
I'll create a mind link with Antiochus since he's the closest.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
You continue about 100 feet more
Oh, just kidding. Our mind link is broken.
as a snake. You continue about 100 feet more. I mean, you get to the edge of the mind link and then realize it continues forward further, and it looks like it just eventually looks like it goes and goes until it pinches off until it's just no longer a path.
Oh, how do we get out of here? We can- There you go.
I don't
Cave
see
rescue.
anything.
You can try. You can roll a
Oh.
perception check real quick.
You get to use your mental stats. So.
15.
This looks like a dead end.
So I'll slither on back.
You slither on back, and you slithered away. You slither back. You meet Antiochus. Antiochus, you probably have the intelligence to know that there's no way ahead if she came back. I think your mind link would have told him too, right? You would have told him in your mind link.
I think I would just, as a snake, do my head like this.
Okay. Nonetheless, yeah, you come back to Antiochus.
Okay.
You all go back to Kitris. Meanwhile, away from the party.
In the other room.
Away from the party, Heisei has snuck away from the group and is trailing
Oh my
Avarice.
gosh, what a surprise.
Avarice is walking. She's walking back the way y'all came to first chamber, and she is taking one of the gargoyles with her. And as she gets to As she gets to the entrance of the cave, she touches the gargoyle and she says, a dog bark. She says to the gargoyle, take this to, go find the other party. It's been a minute since I've checked in with them. Look for the Storm Onagaz. I think I said that right. Look for that individual. Yeah, just find them. See if they have any information to relay, and then report back. You know, the usual standard back and forth. The gargoyle like goes thumbs up. You're like, and she says, "Remember, if you need any
Did Star just fall over?
She did.
You okay? All right.
Let's all just spotlight this real quick. Let's all just zoom in on this embarrassing moment. Nonetheless, we cut back over to the scene. The gargoyle lowers its hand, and you see that Avarice puts her hand on the gargoyle's back, and she goes, "Good luck. Just remember, if you die, I'll replace you." And she puts the hand on the back, and you watch the gargoyle just zip out of existence and disappear.
Just remember.
It seems she has magically gotten the gargoyle out of the cave. She begins to make her way back towards your direction. Heisei, you see her starting to come back that way. She has not noticed you. Are you trying to stay on this chamber, like just tuck away on the outside and follow her back in, or are you just gonna backpedal?
I'm gonna backpedal, I guess.
Yeah.
'Cause I want it to seem like I didn't leave.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with the dirty 20, you definitely backpedal fine enough.
I wasn't following you.
I wasn't following.
You get back to the party without anyone noticing. You all watch as Kitris, Snaky Caldra, and Antiochus return back from their cave. Before we return to the whole scene, Enoch and Sir Lancelot, did y'all want to talk about anything while they were all gone?
Let's see, we have to remember to check out that third tunnel.
Oh, right. Do you want to go now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So meanwhile, as the other parties are off, you look at that tunnel that goes. It's pretty much. You go back. You'd have to go back to the main chamber to get to that tunnel. So you would have. Yeah. So you guys would
Do it.
kind of change the narrative a little bit. So yeah, you guys go to the main chamber. Avarice is turning around and she's walking back to you. Heisei, you stealth past them. I don't know how you do it, but you do it.
I'm moonwalking, you know?
Yeah, you moonwalk up the walls and up the ceiling. You're just going for it. Yeah, so as Avarice begins to head back, she sees you two approaching. She says, "Oh, yes, okay." She walks past you.
Yeah, don't mind us. We're just checking out this other tunnel.
Yes. Okay, let me know if you find an exit.
Okay.
All right, good luck. She walks to the party. Or to the second chamber. You guys go to that hole that kind of just goes down into the ground. You both look into it, and Heisei didn't really report to y'all what happens in that tunnel. So as you look down, it looks like it's just a slope that goes down to the ground, and then it's like a dead end.
How
disappointing.
long?
It's a decline about maybe 30 or 40 feet. It's like a ramp that just declines down, and then it just hits like there's like probably like this much ground to stand on, and then it's just a flat wall.
I would pick up a rock or a piece of ice and just throw it down there.
It bounces like a synth wave. I don't know.
I'll stand on the precipice and then like retract my legs into my shells. We're gonna slide down. If Enoch has probably seen this before, and so he knows he is welcome to search for it if he wants to.
Right. Let me know if you find anything.
Yeah, so you total shell shock moment. You go down, tuck your legs in. You hit the bottom of the where the ramp ends, and you kind of like pop up on the wall and just like fall back down. There's nothing happens. You take no damage. You're kind of just doing like an idle spin animation.
Nice.
With what area of mass you have, you doing a spin somehow. Nothing happens down here. You don't see any other like it's a dead end.
Okay.
I look around like above me. There's nothing.
You look up and headed back up the ramp. You see a wall of rock. There's nothing up there. I don't know. I was just fucking with you.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a dead end, sadly.
All right, there's nothing.
Okay.
All right. I touch the ring on one of my stubby toes and try and leap the fuck back up the hill.
Yeah, you do it. It looks pretty graceful, actually. It's pretty impressive. Holy shit, you got Bowser climbing. Yeah, you're back up there with Enoch. Enoch, you see her, or you see Sir Lancelot going turtle crazy, full turtle power.
Look, just showing off in front of everybody now.
Yeah. You're kind of looking around for 3 other turtles and a rat to come out with some pizza. We don't see any.
Still got it.
Nonetheless, you guys probably go back and rejoin the party.
Yeah, and be like, nothing there.
So you guys are all in the same chamber again. Everyone's rejoined. Avarice is there. She's kind of got her hand on her cheek, like thought.
How do we get out of here?
There was no exits, right? You all found dead ends.
Yep.
Well,
So
should
we're
I
fucked?
say it or should someone else say it?
We're-
Yes.
We're
Yes.
fucked?
Potentially. I mean, like I said, the dragon hasn't killed us yet. It hasn't burrowed in here. So maybe it seeks audience with us.
Ooh.
Yes, Antiochus.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, well, say it next time. Sorry.
Big Caddy.
I don't want to talk over it. If you have something important to say, say it.
That's
Blurt
why
it
I
out.
raised my hand.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry.
Well, can we also remember that it did blow ice, whatever it did at us earlier? So I'm not sure.
Well, just one of us could go out there to see.
Okay, you volunteering?
With a
Mhm.
white flag.
I'll go.
We
I
come in
don't think you
peace.
should go, Antiochus.
Antiochus seems like he wants to go. I think we should let him go.
Yeah. I'm gonna make friends.
Is it gonna be 2 for 2?
They're not gonna kill me.
I mean,
go
he's
with him.
he's too small for a meal. I don't think a dragon would eat him.
Yeah.
I can go with him.
Yeah, they're not even gonna see it. I see.
Oh wait,
I mean-
I'm a snake. I'm a snake. I have no.
I'm gonna slap a little snake.
I want to slay a little
Gee.
snag.
I just hear her hissing.
I mean, I don't
I
know.
have the mind link with you, so you can hear me.
I can hear you doubt me.
I don't know why we just all wouldn't go. If
Well,
the, if
the
the
ice breath
assumption
could kill all of us.
Well, we didn't want to act like we're
Scared.
not that
right?
not that we have a chance against it, but look like we're going to be aggressive.
Avarice does chime. She says, "And if things go south, I could protect us a little longer."
Oh, okay.
So there's that. But
Yeah, let's all go then. Hey,
right, I mean,
But-
I don't think we need to antagonize the creature.
Right. Oh, no.
I just
No.
mean, I mean, strength in numbers, right?
right.
Will be nice.
who wants to lead the foray, the mission?
I mean, probably the really strong one who was able to keep the dragon back.
Yes, that sounds like Antiochus to me.
Oh no.
That's a
Oh, you
joke.
think-
Poor joke.
Oh.
Sorry.
That was
Poor
pretty
joke.
funny.
I will stand in the front, I guess. No one. I say at the back. Enoch behind me, Sir Lancelot behind him. Caldra, you can be.
Ready.
I'm gonna go slither up to Heisei and just look at him.
Is that a snake?
Oh, I forgot. I'll mind link with him and be like, can I fit in your pocket?
A pocket snake? Is that a snake in your boot?
Caldra, is that you?
Yes.
All right. I'll pick Caldra up and put her in my pocket.
Yes.
I find a rock and I put it in my pocket. It's just
You'll
Nonetheless-
just hear, thank you.
Nonetheless, you guys march towards the entrance of the cave, and as the light reflecting off the ice bounces in and you strain your eyes, the wind blows on your face. We're gonna end the session there. It is getting late. I thought you guys were gonna get out of the cave
Yeah.
today.
Of course
We'll
not.
let you-
It's us.
Which
We
check?
got so many questions.
Sometimes you got to do that. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
thanks for tuning here at Tabletop Tyranny. Like I said, we will be back in 2 weeks, December 15th. It'll be December 15th.
Is it the
But first that.
Next
15th?
week after that?
It's like a week.
23rd. 23rd. Oh, shit. December. What the hell? We'll be back eventually.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Best of luck to Emily. She's going on a fun run in Hawaii. So that'll be fun. I don't know why she's doing it, but she's doing it. She's crazy. She's loco moco. Thanks for tuning in.
Find
That
yourself.
was it here for us on Tabletop Tyranny on this fine Thursday. And if we took you away from Critical Role, you're damn right we did. Fuck them. Just kidding. They're a great company. But nonetheless, good night. And sleep well.
Good night.